106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Hey guys, August 7th, I'm your host, Gabe. This is Double Impact. I'm running late. Sorry guys, I had to take care of something. But here he is, my amazing co-host, the amazing, say amazing some more? My amazing co-host, the amazing Jericho, amazing Green. Amazing, you're here.
It's amazing to be here. I'm amazed.
It's just so amazing to see you again. Do you do anything amazing this weekend?
Not very amazing, but kind of amazing.
Yeah?
It was amazingly amazing.
I'm amazed that nothing amazing happened.
I'm amazed that anything keeps happening in this amazing world.
You remember when we were kids, there was a TV show called That's Amazing or something like that? You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
Incredible.
That's Incredible. That's right. That's right.
You know what, man? Speaking of shows we used to watch, and it sucks, but I'm glad I had the experience when I had it. The A-Team. I watched that show religiously as a kid, back when shows used to come on once a week. And it was the TV version lineup of that movie Marquee from 1987 when it was Lost Boys, RoboCop, right, Predator, and Full Metal Jacket. Because it was like A-Team and then Knight Rider. I mean, it was a crazy lineup. But anyway, I'm on Amazon Prime last night, and it has a little thing on there that says live TV, like on right now. And one of them was the A-Team. And I was like, oh. So I went over and it had the information about it. It was like season 3, episode 4, some shit like that. And I was like, oh man, it'd be cool to check it out. So I click on it and I'm watching it, and it was fucking terrible. And I mean terrible. Oh, it was so bad. Of course it was what was it? There was this some kind of like those reenactment kind of towns or whatever. And these guys were coming in and muscling in and extorting them, for their cut of their reenactment business. And of course, somehow they get a hold of the A-Team.
Are these the same guys that were going to take over all the dojos in Seattle?
Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia mob came out to LA and then moved up to Seattle to take over all the dojos where middle schoolers are paying $28 a month to learn Tang Sudo.
Hey, you don't want to get mixed up in that. You don't want to get mixed up in the dojo game.
You thought Scarface was a mastermind.
Dude, it was so bad. The A-Team gets, and then you have those character actors from the 80s TV shows that were like on all the TV shows. If you needed a henchman or you needed an old lady or something like that, like you recognize a lot of these people, and they go to help the people, and somehow Hannibal has a list, and he gives a BA. He gives a face. I need all these supplies. No problem, Hannibal. So they come up with some ruse to, hey, I need 40 gallons of that paint. Nobody told me. They didn't call you from the main office. Blah blah blah. I give them a clear. How about you just give me the paint, and then we'll send you an invoice for it and stuff. And that corny bullshit that would never work. And so their plan was, the guy showed up. Hey, we told you to close down your business. Then Hannibal pops up, and there's this hose, like this old timey water hose. Hit it, BA. And BA starts pumping this thing, hand pumping, and they're spraying the guys with red paint. And then they open this thing and all these chicken feathers, and they have these fans, and they blow the chicken feathers all over the guys. And then they're slipping and falling in the paint, and they just can't, they can't regain the composure. And as everybody knows, once you get sprayed with a certain amount of red paint, you can't stand up.
Right.
So they're just slipping and falling in the paint. It was so fucking stupid.
Some of the stuff when you're young, you love it so much, and then you try to revisit it as an adult.
Oh, it's horrific.
And you're just horrific. To force yourself to like go visit that moment again in your mind.
Oh my God.
And it does not work.
Where was the episode where BA, the guy punches him in the face, and BA just takes it, turns around, the guy's like, ooh, and he grabs him, and next thing you know, somebody's flying through the front window of a bar or something. Where was that? Maybe I caught a bad episode, but holy shit, man.
I gotta tell you something about the 80s. I have never seen the A-Team, not one episode.
Oh, wow.
Now I know the song. Everyone knows the song. I've seen 2 or 3 minutes of it, on YouTube clip or Instagram or Twitter. I saw a clip when Hulk Hogan passed away. Hulk Hogan was on the A-Team.
Oh yeah, a lot of that cross-pollination.
Right, him and B.A. Baracus were going to go shake some guy down or something. I don't know the details.
Well, he wrestled with Mr. T sometimes in the WWF.
Right.
So they have that partnership.
The A-Team is a great idea. I know if I watched it when I was a kid, I would have loved it. But the nicknames in A-Team are awesome. Face, that's a great name. Yeah. That's a great code name. Face.
Great looking guy,
Hannibal, the great military leader. Hannibal, come on.
So, what's the name? Murdoch.
That's a great one.
Yeah, Murdoch. And BA, which stood for bad attitude. But Dwight Schultz, the guy who plays Murdoch, is actually a very talented actor. Dude's super fucking smart. And he would fill in regularly for Dr. Savage, Michael Savage. Oh, Dwight Schultz is a fucking super smart dude, conservative, never been down with the bullshit. But he's like that character in real life, like doing the voices and all this kind of stuff. Like, really, seems like a very interesting guy, very intelligent. It's probably like a genius or something. Like those guys who just know about everything. They've read about just seemingly, everything. So, but yeah, Hannibal played by George Papard.
Right.
And Face, who played Face? Templeton Peck. No, that was his real name. Templeton Peck was his character's name. Wait, I just had his name. Don't tell me. What was Face's name? Dirk Benedict, I think was his name. Was it? Am I right? Chat.
Dirk Benedict.
Benedict.
Yeah.
What a name, Dirk.
Templeton Peck, played by Dirk Benedict.
Dirk.
But what
I wouldn't even say my last name.
Now, Dirk was in another show where I saw him a ton and loved him. Sci-Fi. Do you know what it was?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I remember it was weird seeing him in another show after only knowing him from the A-Team.
Battlestar Galactica.
That's right.
He was Starbuck, which is a great name.
Yeah, Battlestar Galactica. I remember
there's the coffee place Starbucks. Have you heard of this place? You heard of it?
Wait, say it again.
It's Starbucks coffee place. There's a couple of them around here. I don't know if they have them up there.
Doesn't ring a bell. Must be a SoCal thing.
Yeah, probably. No, but it's a cool name. But I thought it was a made-up name, like Starbucks. Like, what is Starbucks for coffee? But when I was in college, I worked at the city newspaper, and a woman there, that was her real last name. She was Jennifer Starbuck. So I found out that, oh, that's a real name. I had no idea. I
Mhm.
thought it was a made up name for coffee. So,
Tough for the people with that last name and anybody named Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson, or guys who've had that name way, but probably older than the famous people who have them, but they'll forever be, any relation?
Now, what name can you not have? You still can't name anyone Adolf, right? You can't do that.
You can name him Adolf. I think you can name your kid whatever you want.
But would you though? Like, even
So
if
I think there is
Austria. In Austria, how would you name your son Adolf in Austria?
there's an American guy. I think he's a white supremacist. Well, not think. I'm pretty sure he is, but he named his kid Adolf Hitler. So you can. There's a fucking guy in Dallas who named his son Dallas Cowboy.
How dare
That's
you?
his legal name. What the fuck? Unfortunately, this is the underbelly of freedom, Gabe.
Does his son let everyone down every year?
Every year, but every year at the beginning of the year, this is his year. He's talking shit.
Every summer, everyone's really excited about his
Everybody's
son.
Pumped. Everybody's pumped. So like the fourth week of school, and you're like, this fucking idiot. Yeah, man. People, this is the seedy underbelly of freedom. We enjoy all the other stuff. Say what you want, do what you want, live your truth. But you're also free to name your kids whatever you want. So that's kind of fucked up.
Right. Yeah, I guess that is the cost of freedom.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
People, you got to watch what you name your children. It's not a game. You're not trying to be clever. You're not trying to impress people and go, whoa, I never thought of that. There's a reason fucking nobody ever
cool
thought
name.
of it, right? There's a reason that people don't come up with the stupid name.
Oh my God, you named your kid Rainstorm? That's fucking so cool.
Oy. Yeah.
Celebrities do that all the time. I'm sure regular people do. But you always hear celebrities naming their kids some stupid ass name. Apple. Elon Musk named his kid like a bunch of numbers and letters.
His kid was like Wi-Fi code was his kid, Yeah,
I mean, but hey, he knows his kid's gonna live a different life than everybody else. So he can name his kid fucking Dingleberry butt plug if he wants to. That kid will be all right.
Yeah. Well, that's Mr. Dingleberry to you.
That's Sir Dingleberry butt plug
Lord,
to you,
sir.
my good man. I was knighted by Sir Elton John, so therefore, how do you get Sir? Can you buy that? Or are you like, I think you can.
Probably.
Like there's some paperwork and shit be called Sir. Yeah, fuck that. You don't have to be. Yeah. He don't have to be British. You don't do and all that.
Kanye West named his kid North. This is true.
Yeah, Northwest. But again, that's another kid. That's another kid who's living a different life.
I heard Bill Simmons, the very liberal sports writer, say years ago, over a decade ago, the problem with Kanye West is he's a genius and he knows it. Mm-hmm. That's what's wrong.
Yeah, there's no humility there. There's no, what? I am a genius? I don't think so. I just kind of doing my thing. Nope.
Grant Rasha says a judge has blocked people from naming their child Adolf Hitler. Story back from the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I thought there were a few names. There are a couple names in America you cannot name your children. Just a few.
Why not?
For their own fucking good. You know why not? Well, why not? Why can't you name your kid Adolf Hitler? Really?
People name their kids all kinds of fucked up names. They may not be famous names, but people name their kids all kinds of stupid shit. What's going to be? I think that'd be of equal hindrance to name your kid Adolf Hitler or name your kid like some stupid ass Laquarius or some bullshit. Because if those applications come across your desk, both names you're going to look at and be like, fuck no.
Yeah. I never knew about those black names that caught on.
Nah, those aren't black names.
Well, I know.
There's another name.
That's why I gave
subgroup.
The super corny quotes. Until I was in 5th or 6th grade, my brother told me about an older kid named LaShawn, and I was like, Sean? He's all, no, LaShawn.
Yeah.
I'm like LaShawn. What do you
That's
mean,
lazy.
LaShawn? And but I'd never heard those. You got to understand, where I grew up in North County, San Diego, there are probably
4
single-digit black kids at my school.
4 or 5.
You know what I mean? So, like, I had a friend. He lived around the corner. They were Huxtables. His mom was an attorney. His dad was an attorney, I think, and they were black. But his name was Chris. You know what I mean? Like, and they had.
Yeah, they weren't gonna name their kid no bullshit.
Right.
Like, anything.
Right.
And that's
He
a
wasn't-
lazy just
he
to put an
wasn't
LA in
LaChris.
front of it.
Yeah, he wasn't LaChris. He was just Christopher. You know, so I had never heard those names. And then once I got into middle school, high school, the high school was bigger. There were some more kids, and then I heard like, oh, okay, there was a couple names like that. But most of the black kids in my high school, they had names. There were traditional American names like John and Michael.
Normal
and like
fucking names.
So
not Ladarius or some bullshit. Or when you take a name like was it NFL running back LaMichael James, LeGarrette Blunt, like just don't put a LA in front of that bullshit and act like you did something. That's so fucking stupid. There are plenty of names that should be outlawed, but people are still allowed to name their kids fucking gibberish.
According to Grok, in the United States, there are no federal laws dictating not what names are illegal or prohibited for babies or name changes. Instead, naming regulations are handled at the state level. Okay, common restrictions are banning numerals. You can't be number 3, 1069, whatever. You can't be 42069, bro. You can't be symbols or emojis or pictograms like Prince, the Prince symbol. You can't be that.
Oh, you can't be formally known as?
You can't be forbidding obscenities, typically, or profanity, racial slurs.
Lick my nuts.
Ligma.
Lick my nuts.
Here's a
dirty
great one.
little.
Limiting name length. You can't, have an 87 word name.
Yeah.
87 letter name. Restricting diacritical marks, accents, or non-English characters in some states. Preventing names that could mislead or cause public confusion, such as king or judge or religious figures.
Judge, yeah, Your Honor. The Honorable Judge, that's going to be my name.
Yeah.
The Honorable Judge Jericho Green, that's my name. You better fucking say it.
Well, there was that actor, he was famous in the 80s and into the 90s, Judge Reinhardt.
Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah,
right.
From Beverly Hills Cop.
Right.
And I wasn't in a few of those John Hughes movies too.
Right. And in Idaho, we have very few black people. Well, we need to change that.
Yeah.
Get up there, Jericho. Have a bunch of kids in Idaho.
Yeah, my wife would be cool with that. I think I'm going to change my name legally to Lick These Nuts, You Filthy N-Word. That's going to be my name. And you have to say the whole thing when you address it. I won't acknowledge you.
All right.
Let's do it. That'd be fun.
I want to talk about Sydney Sweeney's jeans. Would you like to talk about Sydney Sweeney with me?
Yeah, which one? We'll talk about both jeans.
Okay.
Inside and
Sweeney,
outside.
as everyone, get this shit off of here. Remove from studio. Okay.
She looks gross. She looks
Sydney
so
Sweeney,
gross. The one on the right?
Did an ad for jeans for American Eagle. They are a clothier. You got a chain. It's a franchise throughout the states. And ugly women and the weak male feminists that love them everywhere. This is Nazi propaganda because she's blonde and blue eyes and I guess this gentle. Now I don't like to go after people's looks. That's not what this is about. I'm not doing that. I'm not responsible for anything Jericho says. But the lady on the right. Does everyone know what the word temerity means? I like temerity. That's a fun word. It's real fancy. It's a $50 way to say someone's got the balls. You got the chutzpah. You got the cheek to say this shit that you shouldn't be saying. The lady on the right, regardless, or if I'm going to make up words, irregardless, that's a fake word,
I hate
of what you think of her, this lady here wrote
Ew.
we're not going to make fun of looks. We're going to let the audience judge for themselves.
Ew.
This lady here, who I have no opinions on her attractiveness, I have none that I will share, said that this lady was a butterface who just looked good in jeans. I just want everyone to know the situation.
Did
you have
she
any
really
ideas
say
on
that?
this? Oh yeah, that's why she's trending. Yes.
What?
So, yeah.
I mean, it's. I understand not talking about someone's looks unless they want to make the conversation about looks, because then if you're going to give your opinion about something, automatically it's human nature that people are going to see if you're qualified to talk about that. Right. So if you're going to sit here and call somebody ugly, the nerve to call Sydney Sweeney a butterface, I bet that's the first time she's ever been called that. But for it to come from somebody who looks like they put butter on their face, that's not cool. You can't do that. So there's a reason that women like her are catapulted to the top of the heap when it comes to, if they're in entertainment. I'm sure if she wanted to get into modeling, well, I guess what she does for American Eagle, I'm sure that'd probably be an easy little transition for her. But the reason that it catches your eye, the reason that it's used to sell you products is because it's rare. Everybody doesn't look like that. It wouldn't be special if every woman was on her level of beauty and every guy was, Brad Pitt or Shamar Moore with the dick root, the gutters, in that hip area. It wouldn't be special. If you had filet mignon every single night, it wouldn't be special, even though it still tastes great. It's tender. Cut it with a fork. It's just not going to be special because it's everywhere, supply and demand. So she wanted to talk about no necks or more chins than a Chinese phone book. Then, hey, I'm all ears. I'm tuning in. What time are you going to be talking? Because you obviously aren't expert in this. But you know that it's coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of jealousy because the statement is absolutely ridiculous. The outrage behind this is unfounded.
It's jealousy.
It's nonsensical. It's pure jealousy, and nobody likes jealousy. That doesn't look good. Green is not a good color on anybody. And so everybody knows it's coming from a place of hate. Everybody knows it's coming from you wouldn't even say emotion because it's not real emotion. It's just fucking nonsense. How can you even remotely tie this in any way to any kind of Nazi anything? The girl, she stated facts in the ad. Hair color, eye color, your personality, those kind of traits are passed down genetically. So if you have the right genetic makeup in your parents or whatever, the dominant whatever genes, if everything lines up, you're probably going to have a certain color of eye. You're probably going to have a certain color of hair. That's just what that's what she was dealt. It's not her fault. Obviously, she comes from good genes, and it's just pure hatred and jealousy. Really,
I do see that, especially from women, because nobody hates women like women hate women. Women always like to, the old meme of the guy goes up to the pretty girl at the bar and says, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" She's like, "Yeah," and then her big fat friend goes, "She's not interested." And women are always competing for the, at the end of it all, the elite sperm, right? They're always competing for the alpha male. So the women's tactics is always to derail another woman reproducing. So it's, "Oh yeah, girl, cut your hair short. You'll look great.
You look great. That dress looks awesome."
Yeah, no, fat positivity. Yes, you go, girl. They're always trying to ruin each other. Women, always. It's horrendous.
You know what? When I was at work one time, I saw this girl. I swear to you, she goes, "Oh, so and so. I don't even like that bitch. Hey, girl." I mean, she hadn't even finished the sentence. The girl said, she goes, "I hate that bitch. Hey, girl." I was like, right there. I learned something. And you mentioned body positivity. Well, if there was a kingdom called Body Positivityville, who would be the queen? Who would be the ruler of body positivity?
Oh, we talking Lizzo.
You would say Lizzo. Lizzo made a video, I wouldn't say mocking, but she did her own blue jean kind of video. I guess she was making fun of Sydney Sweeney. And
what was she though?
I mean,
is that what she thinks she was doing?
I mean, yes, Lizzo, she's lost a lot of weight and good for her. That's awesome. That's healthy. She's looking better. I'm sure a lot of things are going better for her. But you are not ready to poke any fun at Sydney Sweeney? Because that's what Sydney Sweeney did in the video. She sits up, buttons her pants. Much easier, I must say.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? That doesn't look good. Well, that's like bringing me a burnt sandwich. You're bringing me something that's completely burnt, and you're telling me, no, this is good. It's Cajun style. No, I can see that it's burnt. It looks disgusting. What the fuck? Who told her?
Yeah. Look at Heather. Now remember, Heather roasting herself out there in Lake Havasu, I believe. She does hair, right? She's like a hairdresser, makeup, all that stuff. I believe. I know hair for sure. She says, all my gorgeous clients have friends telling them to cut their hair off. I always tell them to consider why they would say that. Yeah. And ladies, this is another reason you lose out to us, like in business and all that, because we don't do this to each other. Yeah, there's backstab, betrayal, blah, blah, blah. But when men are friends, they're friends. And like, look at the laws in our country. What is on the books of what you do to traitors? You hang them. You don't put them in jail. Traitors, they get the rope. And you think of all the other heinous crimes, those people don't get executed. They go life sentence, 30 years, 20 years. But traitors get the rope. Now, think about what that says about men and betrayal and loyalty and all that. We live in a different world, men, that you women will never understand, where our word is our bond and brotherhood is brotherhood. And women are nothing to each other but liars and saboteurs. It's pathetic to watch. They hate each other with a passion.
Yep. I told my daughter, I said, the only women you're ever going to be able to trust are in your family.
Your mama and your sisters.
Grandmas, and she doesn't have a sister, but her cousin. She has a cousin that they're only 5 months apart. That's her ace. That's her best friend. That's her, her carbon copy, genetically. They're the same things. They love each other. When they get together, it's great. It's like, that's it. Every other woman out there can potentially screw you over. And then some of them have. Some of them have done that already. She's only 13.
You know for a fact, as a guy who was single, then dating, what happens? A guy that was single, then dating, then married, what happens with other women hitting on you? You know what I mean?
Oh, it increases because they see you're good enough to take off the market.
Right. They're like,
some other woman's already done the trimming and the training and all that kind of stuff.
Some woman got the Carfax. She verified you.
It's like if you see those fishermen who go out there and they fight those fish for hours on those fishing poles, literally hours, and they finally get it up to the boat and they're about to pull out of the water and a seal comes up and bites the fish in half. That's those women. Some other woman's already struggled. She's already fought, trimmed you up, cut, clean, all that. And some other women, oh shit, that's when they come along and start sniffing around, especially if you're a good husband. Right. And they know it. They're like, oh, you're not a piece of shit. I see your wife doesn't have any black eyes. All right.
Got running cars. You got a roof over your head, groceries. You take her out. You treat her nice. Other women are like, I think I'll take you. I think I'll steal him,
Whores.
Right.
That's what I call them.
Think about dudes. Dudes don't steal wives from other guys.
But look at the penalty if they do.
And you're like, oh, she cooks and cleans and this and that. I'm going to steal her and have her marry me?
But look at the penalty if they do.
Right.
That's another kind of trust, especially if the guy doesn't know, then it's your wife's fault for not telling him. But what are the chances of that? But let's say he doesn't. But if he does, especially if he's a friend, oh, you son of a bitch, then that deception, that breaking of the trust, that's why you'll see some guys shoot a man who does that, or the wife, or both, if they catch them together because of the betrayal. I put my trust in you. I brought you into my home. We broke bread. You put your feet under my table. We ate. We laughed. You've been around my children. My children probably love you, call you Uncle so-and-so, whatever. And then you to betray me like that, that's what the betrayal is what I couldn't get over. I'm smiling in your face and we're shaking hands and hugging, hey, and you got this man's saliva still on your neck. I mean, that would just drive me. That would drive me crazy. I would have to.
I don't understand those guys. I am related to a guy that's his thing. I have a friend. They like getting a taken woman. I would do a lot of things in my life.
I know somebody that like that.
I've done things I regret. I would never, ever, 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 ever get with a taken woman knowingly.
Like, no, and it's not about.
But like some guys, like they get a charge out of that. Like, yeah, I'm owning that other guy. Like,
I mean, it's a risk you take. The physical retribution is a risk you take, but it's more than that. I just couldn't do that. That's terrible. That's just an unwritten rule. You don't do that.
To me, I'm not worried about the retribution or violence. The guy's going to do something to me. I'm being serious when I say it's like to my own honor. Like, to me, that is beyond trashy. It's like so low class.
Dude.
Like when you hear like, oh, a dude got with his brother's wife or his best friend. Like, There's billions of women on Earth.
So
You had to go for that one? Like,
you might have to lay them down.
I know in
for
my
that
business, there's some comic book guys, and their wives got taken by other comic book guys.
Dude, you're not
everyone,
gonna take my wife, and then I still run into you? What the? How do you fucking get over that? What? Oh man, it's bad enough if you like divorce a woman, and then you have to look at her with her new husband or her new boyfriend.
When you take the kids over there or whatever.
Dude, how do you fucking live? How do you live seeing another man hugging your wife, his arm around your wife, kissing your wife?
Oh, no.
Oh, your kids call him, hey, Dan, or whatever his fucking name is.
Hey, Dan.
Ah! Oh, no, Dan showed me how to do this. Watch. No, fuck that. Dude, how do you...
Good throw, son.
Oh, my God.
Dan showed me how to throw it the other...
Well, what did he say? He said to put your fingers on the grip, throw like that, high release, go right past your... I told you that.
Here's what makes it the worst. If Dan's favorite team was your team's rival and they beat your team, you know? And then Dan, okay, Jericho, you're not getting divorced, but in this scenario you are. Your wife's dating Dan. She has Jericho Jr. with Dan. And Jericho Jr., you pick him up for the weekend, you're a 49er fan. Jericho Jr. has a Seahawks hat that Dan got him.
Dude, Dan's getting fucking knocked out right in front of the house. I'm gonna fuck. What movie was that?
Dan's way richer than you, and he gets like right behind the bench seats for Jericho Jr.
Him and Russell Wilson went to college together.
They get all the Seahawks autograph at the game, and he's telling, Dan is so cool. He knows the players and blah blah blah.
Yeah, him and Pete Carroll. He used to work for Pete Carroll a long time ago.
Right. Yeah, Pete Carroll's his uncle or something.
Dad, FaceTime. Hey, what's up, son? I'm in the locker room, Dad. This is so cool. Oh man, yeah, Dan's getting knocked out. I put a fucking roll of quarters in my hand and just fucking break his jaw. Dude, that's just so terrible, man. But I know a guy who exclusively goes after married women, and the married women are the biggest pieces of shit in all of this.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. But one time, this chick that he works with, she threw a birthday party for him, her coworker, her male coworker,
a little secret boyfriend, not so secret,
at her house.
No.
And when her husband got drunk and passed out, they banged each other in the living room, while her husband is a few rooms away, knocked out, passed out, drunk in the house. Man. And he's not like a friend of mine. He's a family member, somebody I know. Because I don't know if I could fucking, I don't know, man. This is, because then I couldn't trust you around my wife. Right. Like if I know you got a taste for chicken, I can't bring you in my hen house, can I? Right. I can't do that because it's in you. You know what I mean? You got it in you. You know, you got that ability in you, so I can't bring him around my wife. Like, that'd be stupid.
No,
right?
I got a relative, and that's his thing, is married women. And I had a friend who was into stealing women, but that was 20 years ago, and now he's reformed, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
Dude, let's say you had some kind of function at your house, 4th of July party or something, and your best friend, I can't drive, man. Can I pass out on the couch? Sure. You get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, go get a glass of water.
Your wife's in the bathroom.
Everybody who's not me is going to fucking die. And I got to do it right then and there, because then, I could still say a crime of passion.
Your attorney will say it was a crime of passion.
Dude, and with my bare hands too. Bare hands. Holy shit.
I want to show you something really cool. So Grok, if you have the Grok app and you have a paid Grok subscription, which I do, but I actually make money from Twitter because I have enough engagement where I get a check from them every 2 weeks. It's nice. They have a new thing called Imagine that is beyond just image making. It makes images in 10 seconds. It'll make you 50 images, but just based off some words you type. And you can feed it those images and say, make a video, and it'll make a 6, 7, 8 second video. And I gave it this Tyrus cover that I drew. Didn't tell it anything. I just fed it this cover, and look what it did. Can you hear it at all?
No.
Okay, let me change it so we stop screen. I'll have to share it as a okay. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
It added that sound on its own. It added him smashing rocks and jumping a foot. Like it figured that out. I didn't tell this is superhero and this, that, and the other. But I fed it another one. This Dean Cain just with the pistol that I have. I fed the AI this image, and I just put it in there, and I didn't write anything. I just said, "Here you go. What are you gonna do with this?" Oh my God, it's not even up there. Sorry. Stop screen. I think I share screen. Okay, here, watch this. Look at this one. Dude, just think about what this means. This thing's been out for 3 days. Where's this going to be in a year or 2 years? Think about what you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to make movies with just, I mean, you don't even have to be able to draw like me. You can tell it to make you the images first, all your characters, background, lighting, what they're doing, this, and then you can like make an animation, and then it's putting sound in, and then eventually it'll be able to speak all the dialogue. You won't even. What is this going to do to society? I don't think people comprehend what's happening. This is a bigger change than the combustion engine. This is a bigger change than the personal computer, what AI is going to be in the next 2 to 5 years. Because you're going to be able to personalize your experience all day long. You're going to be able to just live in the reality you want to live in. You've seen that Twitter girlfriend, Annie, right? You've seen her, the hoochie, the anime hoochie. And I have it because I have Grok. You talk to it, and it talks to you like a person. And it's all flirty. And then they made like a male one that's all like, 50 Shades of Grey. He's all like seductive guy or whatever. And I'm sure that people are going to have kind of unhealthy relationships with these things. And they're going to just be able to have whatever they want, whenever they want. And just, can you imagine putting VR glasses on and just, you're going into the Lord of the Rings and just like living there all day?
Yeah.
What is this going to do? I'm not even kidding. People are going to be inside the cyber world all day once AI is powerful enough to just give it to you in a clean HD, 4K stereo sound. It's real reality with artificial general intelligence. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good for people to not be living in reality.
No, and I think it's going to be bad in a lot of ways. I think women, they're just going to have guys who will choke them, but then also go to a farmer's market because that's what they think they want. But I think one way that I saw, and I think it's going to have a ripple effect, and I think the reason that people don't really see the full effect and how deep AI can go is because we only see it through the prism of entertainment or social media. It's fun. It can do movies and do animation, and we can ask it stuff. But there was this thing I saw where, let's say somebody has a terminal illness or they know they're going to die. They can, or you can even rip their audio. Probably everybody's audio is out there on some kind of Instagram post or something like that.
YouTube live streams.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some of us.
I think about that sometimes. Like when I'll let you go. I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry, but I think about that sometimes. Our grandchildren, our great grandchildren, they'll be able to know us as much as they want when we're dead and gone. Our great because there'll be all these hours of video of just us and our daily lives, and I'm sure it'll be a novelty. They're not going to sit here and watch the thousands of hours, but like there's no video of my grandpa, I don't think, and he lived until 97. Either. I don't think there's any video of him. But I saw, and I'll let you go, I won't forget, I am interrupting. I saw Jim Acosta, the Trump derangement loser from CNN. He had a boy on his show who died in a school shooting or something, but they used AI to make the boy get interviewed and talk about the dangers of like gun violence and this, that. And I'm like, no. That to me is a line because it's unethical. But as a Christian, I think that's like necromancy and like seance shit. I think that's like talking to spirits. I don't think like when someone's dead and then you start making videos of them talking, I don't think you should be doing things like that. That sounds spooky to me. I don't like that at all. So
and imagine if it's somebody who you love, if it's a spouse or a parent or God forbid, I don't even want to say it, and I won't. But if it's certain family members or something, to be able to speak to them and always have them there, like you're not going to grieve anymore. No one's going to grieve, and that has to be. That's something that has to take place. That's something that has to happen when somebody dies. But if they're always there, if AI can generate a video and you have their voice, it's not like an AI copy of it. It is their voice. It's just AI is making it say some things that maybe they never said, but it's their voice. It's going to comfort you. You can talk to it. Dad, today I'm getting married. You know, what would you say to me, Dad? And your dad could sit down and have this heartfelt conversation with you, but that's going to fuck things up because you're taking a part of the natural progression of life out. You're taking a piece, a very important piece. We're not talking about leaving out a pinch of salt in your recipe. We're talking about leaving out like a cup of flour. This is some serious shit. This is something that has to happen. It's the Band-Aid that you have to rip off after somebody that you really care about dies. And for that to conceivably possibly never happen again, that's fucking weird, man. You're playing with life and death, and that is weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's right. I think it's very weird. I think for memes and entertainment and all that, I think it's fun, whatever. But I think like to conjure the dead, basically, I think that's really wrong.
Yeah, but that's what we're going to do because we're humans. We don't know how to stop. We don't know how to leave things alone. We don't know how to not be nosy and mess with things. So that's what we're going to do, and it's going to fuck everything up really, really bad.
Okay, we're going to get to Die Hard in one second, but I want to show you one more. This is the main character from my book that is crowdfunding right now. If you're watching this show right now, you got to go get Imperium. It's the best. It's 128-page sci-fi, the way you like it, como tú quieres, right? A su gusto, as they say in Espanol. A su gusto, the way you like. The way you liked Star Wars in the 80s, not the new stupid Star Wars with all the forced storylines and all that. But I fed this image of the wingsuit from my sci-fi book into the Grok thing, and it just it made him float up into this light, and it looked pretty cool. And it makes the 3D model and turns it. And this took Grok under 10, 15 seconds to make by feeding it this static image. Isn't that crazy? That took the computer 10 seconds to make.
And
so imagine where the technology will be in a year or two.
The more information you give it, the more accurate it can be, the more awesome it's going to look. And oh man, if you basically read it a script, it's going to turn out this crazy, detailed, fucking awesome shit. And I'd love to see it. I mean, I think one of the upsides is probably going to be the death of Hollywood, because AI can generate the perfect looking actress, the perfect looking actor, the perfect sounding actor, the background, the location. Like it can generate all that shit.
Here's one thing where I think AI is going to have a big problem, though. If everyone thinks they're going to be able to make good movies and stories, no. People that know how to write have better taste. They do have better taste than laymen or the audience because we understand story better. We understand how it works. It's like I know how to cook the steak. You know how to eat the steak. Eating the steak isn't the same as cooking it. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, the steak is good. Yeah, everybody knows it's good when they put it in their mouth, and it's good. But it's good because of what I did. So if you use AI and you give it some ideas for a story and you're not a writer and you don't understand story, you're going to give it dumb ideas. And now maybe it'll be able to help you by looking at work from real writers and all that. But you won't know as much as a real talented person what to get rid of or what to keep or what to change. And again, that's like I can go into a restaurant and there's bad food. Could I really go into the kitchen and cook like a 4-star chef, though, and fix it? I could say it's bad, but could I fix it? You know what I'm saying? And that's always what the audience, they don't have that in mind sometimes when the audience is being critical. Like, you can complain, but you don't know how to do it. You know, so that is a limitation on AI, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know.
Just like when we, in the beginning, that lady who had the nerve to make fun of Sydney Sweeney, like, yeah, you can criticize her, but you're not beautiful. You don't know what that's like. You don't know how to do that. You don't know how to live her life as a gorgeous person. You just don't. So when you say shit, you talk shit about it.
Last time I checked, Sydney Sweeney does have access to a pallet of Twinkies from Costco if she would like.
Yep.
Do you think that she just puts a fire hose of Slurpee in her mouth and just stays fit? You know, I in the last year have worked very hard to lose some weight. Looking great now. It's not easy. And you get older, it gets harder to lose weight. And I don't lack for money. And I can afford anything I want to eat at any time. Okay? It's hard to have that discipline. I lift weights 4 times a week. I don't enjoy it all the time. I don't want to do that. You know, it does take something to stay in shape. My God, if it didn't, how come most people aren't? You know, jeez.
Yeah, I
I'm so
remember.
proud of my boy Tyrus. He's lost a ton of weight, and he's doing it to be healthy. Yeah, he talked about that. He at his heaviest, he was like 460 or something crazy. Like I think 450 something. He
Damn.
said, but he's a big dude. He's big. Like I'm
Yeah,
6'4".
he's 6'8".
Tyrus is like a legit 6'8". Like he's a big ass dude. When I met him in person a few times, he's a big dude, and then just big. You know, like bulky, broad shoulders too, not just tall. Because some guys are tall, but they're like NBA tall, right? They're skinny tall.
Yeah.
But no, he's football player tall, like me. You know, he's tall and he's big and tall. That's why we shop at the big and tall store. So, but I'm very proud of Tyrus. It's for his health. Yeah, he was using a cane because he hurt his hip a year ago. I remember I saw him. He does his stand up, and it wasn't stand up; it was sit down. They had a stool for him the whole show because he couldn't stand because he fucked his hip up, and he was just at a low point. He said, and his wife has helped him a ton, and he's been disciplined and working out and stuff, and. Character's built through habit. If you do it long enough, you start to like it. You start to like working out. You start to getting on the scale. I've lost 5 pounds since a week and a half. At Comic-Con, I was 265 the first day. I was 260, 259, 260 this morning. So I'm getting there. I want to get to 220. I was 305 a year and a half ago. 2 years ago, I was 305, dude. So.
Yeah, keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Yeah. Andy Contreras, I'm working on myself, got ways to go, but after doing weightlifting, body feels good and pumped. Got me feeling like a Spartan, ready to take on Xerxes. Yeah, that's one thing, dude. I didn't lift weights for like a good 15 years after I got out of high school. And then when I started lifting again about 10 years ago, I told my buddy, I feel different. I feel more aggressive, more passionate. I want the woman more. I want to fight. I want to break something. And he's like, yeah, it's called testosterone, dude. It's like, right.
Testes.
Right. You lose fat, your testosterone goes up. Right. You feel more like a man. So it's great. It's great. Grant Rasha says Tyrus was 6'7", 475 at his heaviest. He's around 375 and trying to get below 300. Dang. And below 300 for him is great because he's a giant dude.
Yeah, this dude's like, what was his name? Bob the Beast Sapp, that mixed martial arts fighter.
Right.
Dude, he's like 6'6", 6'5" or something, 400 pounds, but he was ripped. But some people who are just made like that, like those strong men who, what's his name?
Yeah.
The Mountain, 6'10", 425 pounds. I mean, geez Louise, man. Some people are just giant.
Yeah. Even when I was 305, I didn't look like a lard ass. Like if you said, oh, that guy's 305 pounds, I'll show you. We'll get to Bruce Willis in a second here. I'll show you what I looked like at 305. And you're going to be like, oh, that's it? I didn't look huge. I'll find a picture of me at Comic-Con in 2 years ago, standing up, taking a picture with a friend. Okay, here it is. Here's me at 305 pounds. Do I look like some gigantic fat ass? My face was chubbier. But, if I took my shirt off, definitely my belly was hanging down more. But, yeah, that was 45 pounds ago, 45, 50 pounds ago. So, yeah. So, I don't know. But you can do it. Any of you out there, you can do it. Just emphasize protein, and carbs are a no-no. And if you got a sweet tooth, there's plenty of keto snacks out with fake sugar in them. And it'll kill it. In the after, I don't have a sweet tooth. But sometimes in the afternoon, you get that afternoon lull. You worked all morning. You got so much done. You went to lunch. I take a walk after lunch, and you just like, just a little cafecito and maybe just a little piece of chocolate or something. So I go on Amazon and I buy these nice, they're kind of expensive, keto little tiny chocolate bars or these keto wafers with strawberry cream in them, and they have zero sugar. Yes, it's artificial ingredients, but you're eating one a day and they're that big. It ain't going to hurt you. So, and what that does is that prevents me from going to the French bakery and buying a carrot cake. And then eating half of the carrot cake while I cry.
Yeah. Those tears are sweet and savory.
Right. Or eating a fucking entire box of Captain Crunch. Because that I can put away, dude.
Like a man.
The
roof of your mouth is going to be
that
shredded.
Never happens to me. I hear people say it. I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Never. I just demolish Captain Crunch. He doesn't stand a chance with me.
Oh, so good. With the crunch berries, I think is the best. But if I have to be a purist, I'll do that too.
Yeah. Heather says, doctor, not to worry about cardio, focus on weights. Yeah, weights are good for your tendons and bones, Heather. And as you get older, You don't want it. My buddy tore his freaking ACL in a frisbee golf tournament.
Mm.
And I told him, when he told me, I said, "Oh, dude, you could have told me you were gay a long time ago."
Yeah, man, I'm not going to look at you different because
Yeah.
you suck. Huh?
But real quick, guys, Empyrean, you will love it. Here's the campaign right here. It's a crowd fund, but as I always remind you guys, I take the risk up front. These books already exist. You do not have to worry about me absconding and then moving to Argentina with all your money if you crowdfund me.
Yeah.
It already exists. I already put money into it. The crowdfund is, to get the enthusiasm and get the printing and all the shipping and all that paid for. But I already did it. It's already made. It's already edited. It's already beautiful. It's already in it. Listen, here's what we're going to do. 30-second advertisement, then we're in Bruce Willis. Jericho, you've read Empyrean to your son, Jericho Jr., and he loves Empyrean. Why don't you tell the audience if they should get it?
Definitely. If you want a great adventure with a great story, with amazing characters, the artwork, of course, is awesome. As we were saying earlier, it's amazing. And it's true, man. I've told you guys this before. My son wanted to go to bed 15 minutes early to read this book. It's captivating. It's a great story, and it's not just for him. The reason I read it with him is because, yes, he does have that childlike imagination, but I was excited to read it too. It kept my attention as well because.
Wait, you're an adult and you were entertained by it?
I'm way into adulthood, and yes, because you don't want to read some boring ass shit either. Whether you're reading with your kid or not, you don't want to read something that's boring. You don't want to have something that's, let's say you don't get through all 120 pages in one night. Like, where was I? What was going on? Or you don't even want to pick it up. That's not the case with this because as is the case with anything, Gabe was talking about cooking. When somebody is great at something and they put in the time and the effort and the practice and the hours, it's going to be great. Just like if you work hard, success is going to find you. That's just the way life works. That's just the way America works. So when you have something like this, you have to take part in it. You guys have to support this. It's awesome. And this isn't the first one. This isn't like, Gabe's like, help me, buy this, my first book. No, he's done this quite a few times. He knows what he's doing.
I'm kind of good at making comic books. Just a little
this is a great project, and I can't wait. I hope there's a second part to this.
Oh, sequel stuff is already being written. Exciting news. Speaking of exciting sequels, I made an executive decision as the president, CEO, publisher, head writer, art director, and many other things for Big Man Comics.
I do all kinds of shit.
I decided the next project, The Unstoppable Tyrus, I have 11 pages to draw. I'll be done in like a week or two. The next project I'm going to have CAIN do is the sequel to Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. I started rewriting the script from scratch the other day, and I'm almost done. I'm 3/4 done. It's so good. It's so good. The people who love this channel and these movies, you're going to love Empyrean because it's one of these movies. Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, the sequel, it's one of these movies we review. This is what I'm doing. I'm making the same movies that we talk about on the channel, the good ones, not Stone Cold. Okay? So, the Dean Cain sequel, and what I decided to do is I'm not going to do the 120 pages. For my company, I think my model will be this way. The 120 pages when it's a new idea, and then the sequels, make them half that. So it's like I can get more out in a year. Because I realized the only guys that draw for this company right now are me and CAIN. I haven't found anyone else yet, and I'm being very careful how I expand and spend the money. I've made good money. Thank you all for the support, and support me tonight. Jericho gave you the ringing endorsement. Will people be safe spending their money on this, even if it's hard times and tight money? This is a good buy, right, for entertainment?
For sure. There are certain things that are good no matter how the times are, and that are good investments. And this is one of them. This is great entertainment. And the harder the times, the more you need something like this, to unplug, if only for a little while. We always need to be entertained, sometimes more than others.
Right. Well, thank you. So I say all that to say I'm going to do the 120 pagers to start new titles. Like my Tyrus book is 125, but then I think my sequels will be half that, and that way I can get more out in a year. Because it's just the two of us drawing. I'm looking for other guys. I think I got a new colorist, a new guy sending me color samples this week. But I'm growing carefully. I don't want to overextend, and then you burn money on people who are no good, and they blow deadlines, and they screw things up. So I'm being very careful, because there's a lot of guys that are great artists, and they're really like enthusiastic at the start of a project, and then they lose steam and they don't finish, and then they blah blah blah, and it isn't great. So I'm very careful with who I'm hiring. So, but very excited. So get this now. I put the link out there. The link is in the chat, as they say. It's right here. Go there and get it right now while you watch the show. And here we go with one Mr. Bruce Willis and his 10 best movies. Now, we couldn't come up with a 10th, so I copped out and we picked Live Free or Die Hard at number 10. I have not seen all 10 of these movies. I haven't seen 2 of them, I think. I have not seen The Jackal, Last Man Standing, and I'm unsure if I've seen Live Free or Die Hard, but I've seen the rest. I saw the other 7. I watched The Last Boy Scout 2 nights ago because I wanted to put it on the list. My friend told me it was cool in middle school. It came out in 91, The Last Boy Scout. I hated that movie, and I had every reason to like it. Damon Wayans, Halle Berry, Bruce Willis, action-packed, a detective thriller with lots of guns and murder and this and that. And the story, the concept of the story was fantastic. It's Shane Black. Shane Black wrote Lethal Weapon.
Right.
Shane Black helped write Predator. Shane Black was in Predator, the nerd with glasses in the Sergeant Rock comics. But the reason I hated The Last Boy Scout is because, like the Marvel movies, I was telling Jericho before the show, in the Marvel movies, they're saying like a smart-ass quip for every line of dialogue. The Last Boy Scout, every line of dialogue was a smart-ass quip. I hate that. Oof. Would have been good if they didn't do that. I love this. The overall story is pretty cool. Very cool crime story in Los Angeles, corruption, politicians, businessmen, a stripper with a heart of gold, Halle Berry, a young Halle Berry looking foine. Hope my wife isn't watching. A foine, if you are watching, my lovely wife, foine is a Scottish word that means she's so beautiful, but my wife is more beautiful than she is. It's not the same as when we say fine in English in America. So that's right, Jericho? Hey, you're muted. Something happened.
That's the one thing that everybody knows about Scottish culture is that saying. I've heard it. I can vouch for that, and it's true. But yeah, I mean, Halle Berry, 1991. I mean, it's not going to make me angry. Can I say that?
I knew a young man when I was in middle school. I knew a guy that had a crush on Halle Berry when I was in middle school and high school because he thought she was so foine. I knew a guy in middle school and high school. And crazy thing, I would see him in my mirror every morning when I woke up to brush my teeth.
There he is again.
Where's that guy again that likes Halle Berry?
Hey, can we call her Halle Berry? We'll try that.
I would say Halle Berry when I was young. I know it's Halle.
It's Halle
it's a bad habit I had of Haley, and I don't know. I don't know what goes on.
Well, please break it because it's Halle
It's
Berry.
been 30-something years. Give me a break. I'll get it right eventually.
Get over it.
Directed by Tony Scott, too. It's funny you say Tony Scott and on the Miser because it had his signature pouring rain. Tony Scott loves his pouring rain, So remember in Crimson Tide, the pouring rain, and the other Tony Scott with the pouring rain. We talked about this. Whatever.
Was it Man on Fire?
I think so. He loves.
Yeah, there's a raining scene in that one too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, Last Boy Scout, it has that 80s, 90s Warner Brothers pistol sound, and it's awesome. I think I'm looking at Last Boy Scout again. When you didn't see these movies when you're a kid when they came out, we have different views of them. We're in the same auditorium watching the same show, but maybe I'm sitting a little closer than you are. But if I watch it now, I might be able to see different things in it. But as a kid, it was Bruce Willis. Damon Wayans was hot at the time, and Living Color was on TV. Halle Berry was up and coming. She did, I think this is before Boomerang, though. But she was up and coming, beautiful, and what's his name? The guy who played the bad guy, the senator. He was the guy who worked for the Dolphins in Ace Ventura.
Right. And then the guy that looks super gay in all the movies he's in, but he's a good actor, Taylor Negron. He was the one that was going to be the sniper.
Yeah.
He just has gay face, that guy, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he really was. That's unfortunate.
I don't know if he's gay or not, and I'm not trying to be mean. I just look at him and like,
he just looks like it.
He just looks like it. I don't know what that even is, but it's true.
You look homosexual, sir. And no offense.
I didn't say you're a bad guy. I'm just saying that's what I've always thought since I was young, and I would see that guy.
No offense. But that was the late 80s, getting into the 90s. The bad guy isn't a muscle bound equal to the good guy. He's more of an intellectual. He's quirky. He like Willem Dafoe in Speed 2. He uses leeches. There's something weird about him. There's something different about him. He might not be a badass, but he's a psycho. Usually their psycho thirst for blood makes up for their lack of muscles and special forces training. They're willing to shoot women and kids, and all this kind of shit. But that guy. But I think he played the perfect, heartless, nerdy, 90s villain. The Senator was different, but he's not going to go toe to toe with Bruce Willis. He's too old. So you need this psycho guy who's going to like kidnap his daughter and call her a little bitch or something like that. You need one of those guys.
He's a psychotic bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Last Boy Scout because he asked his friend when he caught his friend banging his wife. Spoiler alert.
Shane Black is a good writer. Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Predator.
That was pretty good.
That is one of the worst written things I've ever seen. We were just talking about this. He catches his friend doing his wife, and it's kind of like a joke to everyone.
I think it's because he knew him.
I'm going to punch you in the head or gut and then talk to you like everything is normal. This is not good writing.
No, that was how low Bruce Willis was in his life, that he was so hard up for cash and a job that he would take one from a man that still has his wife's DNA on his member. Like, that's how low down in the gutter that he was. This is, going to an ashtray outside and picking up a cigarette butt from a stranger and smoking it. He was going through some shit. Remember, he fell asleep in his car
and
the kids put a
swirl on him, and he didn't even really react.
That's how much of a drunk piece of shit he is right now. That he passes out in his car with the window down. And
but
that he was
just got finished saying, if it was your friend and your wife, nobody leaves the house alive.
Yeah, but if I'm Bruce Willis in 1991 with $20 million on this role, then I'm gonna take the job as that character. That's how he was. That was still building his character.
Hard to believe. It's just hard.
And he said you wanted the head or the gut. He said the gut. Boom! Now give me the job, you piece of shit. Because he couldn't just blow him away like that.
No, you could have kicked his ass though. You could have beat him up.
For sure. But I don't know. It just didn't fit.
And then
he needed to take the
loving
job.
his wife at the end of the movie, kissing her. It's all like, oh, romantic. No. And then his little daughter with her filthy mouth. This is what I didn't like about.
Yeah,
the movie.
I didn't.
It was so trashy, the movie.
But I still think it was speaking to a bigger picture here. I think it was speaking how torn apart his family was.
I think underneath it was a good crime story, and it had this veneer of Deadpool filth on top. I don't like the filth. That's not my. It ain't my jam. I hate.
But this was the 90s. This was the
so
early
filthy,
90s.
Unnecessary. It added nothing to the movie. It added nothing. The story.
But maybe the movie was nothing, so to speak. Maybe it was just cotton candy. Maybe it was just empty calories. Early 90s, shoot 'em up. The acceleration of that BMW engine, which we heard in Lethal Weapon as well. Driving down the wrong side of the highway, fucking boom, boom. Oh, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Like they could fucking hear you in their car with the windows rolled up. But I think that was just a big old pile of cotton candy. It was a home run as far as in the box office. The promo leading up to that was fucking awesome. Damon Wayans and Bruce Willis. Damon Wayans is a quarterback. What? And then
his name, Jimmy Dix or
he was a piece of shit with a heart of gold. Because remember when the guy was holding the girl's head underwater? Hey, fucking blow me. He breaks his nose with the football. And that guy, he was in everything, but what comes to mind the quickest is Rapid Fire.
Right, he was one of the Goombas.
Yeah, so that guy, he's another character. What's that guy's fucking name? He's in everything.
His name is Jimmy Goomba.
His name is Hey. That's that guy's fucking Tony Longo, Big Ray Walston. That's who he was. Yeah, he was like an offensive lineman. Billy Blanks.
Billy Blanks
Blanks
shot everyone at the beginning.
But that's part of pop culture references. He pulled a Last Boy Scout, or he went Last Boy Scout. That means somebody pulling out a gun and killing a bunch of people, because that was one of the craziest parts about that movie, was that he pulled out a gun on the football field and started shooting people. No one out there has a gun. Like, he's just mowing people down. I don't think he killed anybody else. I think he shot some people in the knee.
He shot a guy in the face. The first guy he shoots in the face, then he shoots a guy like in the leg and the arm. Then he shoots himself.
I guess except for
the first guy probably didn't survive the one on the nose. That was not
maybe.
A good one.
I didn't see him. I didn't see a body. But yeah, he probably didn't make it. But then he goes, "Ain't life a bitch?" Boom, shoots himself in the end zone because he was in on some dirty shit, fixing the games, taking a dive, owed a lot of money.
Right.
But I thought it was cool, man. I like, and remember, this is new. This was kind of new, seeing that football player life in a movie, where they're just doing drugs and hanging out, and chicks and all this kind of stuff. And Damon Wayans, funny guy, living color. See him a little more serious. He was definitely the comedy relief, for sure, in this movie, but it wasn't a comedy. But Last Boy Scout, is it up at the top of Bruce Willis movies for me? No, but is it on that list? Yeah.
Hated it, as Damon Wayans would say. I just hated how dirty it was. I got to fill my ice water back up, but I have nothing to say about Live Free or Die Hard because I never seen it, and we just threw it on the list to make a list of 10. If you have anything to say about it, say it, because I'll be back in 30 with some water.
No, I liked Live Free or Die Hard. Live Free or Die Hard was in a sweet spot. I think it came out in 2007. So we're in the new millennium. We're not into the 2010s yet. So there was still a lot of freedom to say what you want. Shit was still crazy. It wasn't all censored. No social media. I think maybe the next year we started getting into MySpace. I don't know how long it's been since you heard that. But I think we started getting into MySpace. Maybe it was 2007. But definitely in the infancy of YouTube, the infancy of any kind of social media connection or anything like that. So great cast. Of course, Bruce Willis. You got Timothy Olyphant. You have that guy, I don't know his fucking name, but the guy, he plays this little computer nerd dude, like, let me hack into this. And it was, of course, Timothy Olyphant. He has somebody on his team behind the computer in like this mobile super van fortress computer headquarters shit. We could here, hack into the traffic light system. All right, click, I'm in. So there was a lot of that. Again, Die Hard. You're going to see him go through some crazy shit that nobody would ever really lived through. You're going to see his shirt start out white. By the end of the movie, it's looking like this because it's just grimy and dirty and blood and grit and dirt. There's a scene in there that is one of the more stupid scenes because, of course, you have to suspend your disbelief for this movie. You're going to need a lot of it. There's a scene where he's driving an 18-wheeler, and Timothy Olyphant is a computer genius because, again, like we were saying, he's more the quirky, smart, super violent, nerd bad guy because he's not going to go toe-to-toe with John McClane, the hardened New York City detective. So he's not going to win there. But there's a scene where Timothy Olyphant, he hacks into the communications between the pilot of an FA-35 and, command. So he thinks he's talking to command. And Timothy Olyphant says, "We found your target. You are clear to engage. He is headed, northbound or whatever on highway, blah, blah, blah. Free to engage, use, deadly force," right? So it's in like the outskirts of a city. So number one, you're not going to get greenlit to fucking take out a truck on a fucking freeway in a town because you're going to kill a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of collateral damage. Number two, if he were, let's say everybody was evacuated from the town, it was just the FA-35 and Bruce Willis, you're not going to get close and start shooting it with your minigun. You're not going to do that. You're going to fire a missile from so far away he won't even see you, and it's going to blow that truck into around 1 million pieces. But no, that's not what happened. The FA-35 gets super close, and it's like a Harrier. It has the ability to hover. It has the exhaust or the thruster that is maneuverable, so it'll point down, so it can hover like a helicopter. So it does that, and it starts shooting at the 18-wheeler that Bruce Willis is driving in. Now, that close with that kind of weapon, it would have torn that truck to pieces in like one burst. But of course, no, it's like barely hanging on. There's a few rags and a wheel left, and he's driving. It was just so fucking stupid. It was just too stupid for an action movie. But other than that, I thought it was good. You don't need to put on your thinking cap too hard on this one. There's some good plot twists here and there. The girl from Scott Pilgrim Saves the World is his daughter, and she's a snappy, mouthy little fire plug. But it's PG-13, I think, so there's no like harsh language.
I'm just so tired of unpleasant women. Can we just? I don't
No, she's not. She's not unpleasant.
I mean, on Earth. I'm just so tired.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I'm worn out. But there's a scene where he fights a chick. Like the bad guy has this, ass kicking Asian chick on his team, and she wants to get down with Bruce Willis with John McClane. And he fucks her up. It's so funny, and like I was saying before while you were gone. I think this came out 2007, so this is pre-woke bullshit, social media, cell phones up everybody's ass. So
hold on, I'm getting a call. Let me get. Oh, okay, there, I got it out.
Yeah, wait, no, I'm gonna let it keep vibrating. Yeah,
I'm gonna let it go to voicemail.
Call me back, wherever it is. Call me back, please. But it was, it was the good old days. So there was no boss bitch. I'm going to go toe to toe. We're going to take it to the 15th round with me and this guy who's like a hardened NYPD detective who's taken down, many multinational terror cells. There was none of that. He just totally fucked her up, and it was hilarious. It was refreshing. How weird this speaks to how weird the times are. It's refreshing to see a woman get beat up in a movie, but that's where we are. And it was good. Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard was a good, just fun action movie. Like I said, there's no deep shit.
I'll check it out.
But I think it's a good action movie.
I'll check it out. But what I'm most interested in that I haven't seen on this list is The Jackal. Breaking news here. Breaking news. We cannot show the video here on YouTube. A third green adult toy has been thrown on the court at Breaking news. Yeah. Breaking news. This time in LA, Atlanta, Chicago. This time in Los Angeles. Atlanta, Chicago, and LA now. It appears the green toy may have lightly grazed Sophie Cunningham, who tweeted not to hit players with dongs. This is an old-time story. So on Twitter.
Dong. I mean, that's what they get.
Dude, I cannot show the video here, but someone makes a basket, and they're all retreating, and near the free throw line, that blonde girl that was on the team with the white girl that's really good, it almost hits her, and then she does like a skip jump to and then it's by her feet.
And she picked it up and smelled it?
No,
she recognized
please. So I saw someone say, like on, betmarket.com or some gambling website, what will the next color of the next one be? And someone tweeted out, infinite money glitch. Go on Amazon, pick the color you want, bet $10,000, go to a game and throw it on the floor.
Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, that's hilarious. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
My goodness. No, we disavow. We disavow throwing those on the court, don't we, Jericho?
I mean, okay.
Disavow in the strongest possible terms throwing neon fluorescent adult toys on the WNBA court. I disavow that, YouTube.
That is hilarious, man.
Just so you know, YouTube, I don't find it hilarious in the least, YouTube. I don't think it's funny at all.
Let's see.
I don't see what's so funny about a silicone wiener bouncing at the free throw line.
Hey, let's see if we can get some.
You know what's going to be great? If someone in the crowd does it and they call glass and they make like a 3-pointer with it. Nothing but net like Larry Bird. And you just hear that. Yeah. You just hear that net sound and it just goes right through.
Let's get some double enders in there. Let's get creative.
We disavow. We disavow. We do not want anyone to do this.
Let's get creative.
We don't want anyone to make the 3-pointer from the 20th row.
Hey, let's not stop there. That's all I'm saying, Liz. Let's not stop there.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to do some pretty funny Instagram videos on it.
Michael Coulter says, wow, that really was a green dog. Michael Coulter, if you haven't been keeping up with the news, pranksters have been doing this for about a week now to the WNBA. They've been throwing these on the court. I disavow it and find it not funny in the least. So there you go. Anyway.
That's never happened before. We just witnessed something that's never happened before. No one's ever done that. This is a beautiful time to be alive.
That reminds me, I've told you this story before, but speaking of things like flying on the court and hit someone, we were playing racquetball in high school PE class. We did racquetball for a week. Me and my buddy Donnie were in the racquetball court, and we were just goofing off. We're not very interested in racquetball. And we were like, as men, testing our strength. And it was like, the racquetball court has the concrete walls on the side and the one in the front, 3 walls. And it was like, I'm going to hit this ball so hard, I'm going to get it off 1, 2, 3 of the walls, like get it to all the way to come back to me. We're just trying to see how hard we could blast the ball with the racket and how many bounces we could get. You know what I mean? Like who could do more? And the racquetball is that little hard blue ball.
Oh, yeah.
I launched
blue
this
balls.
thing, and it's like 1, 2, and it flies out of our court. And there's like a row of 8 racquetball courts at my high school. We're like, shit, where did our ball go? You remember the little red-haired girl on Charlie Brown? She had curly red hair about this long.
Yeah.
There was a girl like that in my high school in my PE class. And me and Donnie are looking for the ball. We're looking around, and I look over to my side. The little red-haired girl's in the next court. I'm not making this up. She lifts a leg, and the ball falls out of her butt crack.
Oh.
Somehow I had launched this ball, and it was outside of her clothes, but still.
Went up her ass.
Yeah, so that was an
accident.
Take that, you ginger
accident. Bitch.
If the object of the game was to do that, there's no way I could have pulled that off. It was a complete accident.
Right up her ass.
I will never forget that. I turned and we're looking, and I look, and the girl's like, like all uncomfortable, lifts one leg, and then he's like, bloop. It's like, well.
She won't forget that either.
If you weren't awake, you are now.
It would have been crazy if she didn't even notice it. She was like,
None the Miser says throwing the green one is a flagrant. Wow. That's 2 shots and the ball. You get to keep the ball.
Fluorescent. It's called a fluorescent. That's hilarious. Keep it up, man. I think we're going to see different colors being thrown out there.
Antonio says get 1,000 to like keychain size and then use that can shirt launcher thing. Of course, we disavow all of this. We don't want any of this to happen, and we don't think any of it would be super duper hilarious at all.
Playing on 1,000 little dildos. And make sure they squeak too, so they're stepping on them.
I feel like LeBron James is going to try and get into the WNBA.
Yeah, he'll pick them up and start sucking on them.
He'll pick them up without his hands.
Yeah. No, this isn't used. Brandon, darn it.
Yeah.
Darn it.
So the disrespect for the WNBA marches on.
Good.
Hey, maybe they shouldn't be racist to that little white girl. Nobody likes that. You got your best player that's getting on SportsCenter highlights, and you're trying to injure her and say how much you hate her. Hey. You got a cash cow. You got your Michael Jordan. You got your Larry Bird, the greatest women's basketball player of all time, and every player in that league fucking hates her. See, this is the thing we were talking about earlier, Jericho, how ugly women will tell pretty women, oh, cut your hair short, gain weight, it's body positivity. As soon as the better girl comes along, all the women want to tear her down.
Get better and beat her. On your off season, which I'm sure is pretty long, get in the gym, like the montage of some sports movie, and start chucking up threes. Start working on your footwork. Start working on your free throws. I guarantee you'll come back improved. The fuck?
Women don't operate this way. You and I know this. They're haters.
You can't tear her, try to physically harm this woman. Well, hey, why don't you hit her up on X or however young people communicate now? DM her. Be like, hey, what can we hook up during the off season so I can work out with you?
Right. You'll see this in the NFL, ladies. There'll be a all-star pass rusher in the NFL, and all the pass rushers from other teams, they're his enemies, his opponents, they'll get together and do practice camps, and he'll teach them technique. They'll all work with each other, and then the regular season, they'll go back and fight each other again. This is how men think. Hey, Jericho, you got a lot of YouTube followers. What are you doing? Should I do more shorts? Should I do more recorded content? I don't go, I wish Jericho would lose all his followers. How does that help me if he gets worse? Jericho is doing YouTube better than me. I should ask him what he's doing and then copy it. Why is this common sense for men and like the greatest mystery on earth for women? It's infuriating.
The trough is big enough for everybody. And just like you said, Gabe, using the sports analogy, even if you teach them your skills, that doesn't diminish yours.
No, it doesn't take mine away to let you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fine. And if you're better than me, I better step my shit up. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I don't get it, but I think it's ridiculous, and it has to come to a head. It's gonna stop one way or another.
Right.
It's gonna stop. So
right. Oh, and just so everyone knows, it's 8:30. We got a hard out in 1 hour. 9:30. We got a hard out. So let's blaze it 420, bro. Hold on. The WNBA can't afford to lose any more fans. Caitlin Clark will join others and form their own league. No way the WNBA agrees to a contract that is close to the NBA. Well, the WNBA doesn't make any money. It loses money, and it has lost money for now 30 years. I would say you can expect the business to not make money the first 2, 3. Some businesses like Amazon didn't make a profit for like 10 years or something like that. But most businesses need to start making money in about 2, 3 years. 30 years? I got news for you, WNBA. Nobody wants
it. You ain't got it. You ain't got it. But maybe they should send Caitlin Clark to the NBA. Shit, where she can get paid. I mean, she would get fucking destroyed.
She'd ride the bench. Come on.
But
she'd never.
But they'll put her in. Just she's the first one.
And then when she gets, and not even maliciously, when she gets checked and then breaks her wrist or whatever because the guy just bumped into her, then what are we doing? Like, it's not.
No, if she chucks up a 3, that shit's gonna get
sports thing. You're gonna get them killed.
But they're gonna knock her 3-point shot into the fucking bleachers, into the stands. She's not gonna get no. She can't release the shot high enough to get over those guys. You know, she's not Curry where he can release a 3 over a jumping Kevin Durant, who's probably 10 feet in the fucking air. She can't do that. That shit'll get fucking boom into the fucking seats.
I don't understand why the women's rims aren't 8 feet high. I don't understand.
Yeah, they have a smaller ball.
Yeah, but the rim should be lower.
But I'm saying they already
the whole dunking and rebounding, and you'd have all that. You'd add that to the game.
See those big old lesbians get up there.
You really want to see a woman dunk? It's so masculine. You don't.
Well, look at 90% of the WNBA. They look masculine already.
Yeah, but it'd be even just a woman throwing down with authority. Like, no,
it would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. But it'd be better than this.
Yeah, I don't know. But if somebody throws the donger and makes a 3-pointer, I disavow it, and I definitely won't laugh at it. And I definitely won't instant message it to you, Jericho.
I hope you don't. But the hoop should light up if that happens. Like, it should make some like some sound, stop the game. You know, have some kind of mascot come out on a unicycle or something. Because that's fucking crazy. But again, people, this is something that has never happened before. You're witnessing something for the first
history.
Time. Enjoy.
It's history.
Enjoy. Yeah. I can't wait.
I wonder how far this is going to go because we live in meme culture.
It's going to get crazy. Yeah. You're going to see different colors. Maybe in February they'll throw a black one out there. I guarantee you somebody will do that. Holy shit. They're going to start checking for dildos when people come into the game. What? They're going to start. Yeah, open your bag. Got any dildos in there?
Well, you can't use a metal detector on it, right?
No, it won't come up on a metal detector.
Right. So.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, they got a real problem on their hands here. Oh, well.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah. It's a problem for them. It's beautiful for us.
Disavow. We disavow it.
Oh,
we don't find it funny in the least. This really does bring out the 7th grader in me. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's all right for them to come out and play sometime.
Oh,
that's all right.
Goodness. Okay, Bruce Willis, Richard Gere, the Jackal. Now, the Jackal was a real guy. He was like a French assassin or something like that, and Interpol was hunting that guy. Is that what this movie is about, that guy? Because there really was an international assassin from France named Le Jackal or something like that. I heard about it in the news years ago. Is this that? I haven't seen it, but it looks cool as hell.
I'm not sure if that's who it is. Sounds like it would be, but I haven't seen this movie in years, but I used to watch it a lot. It came out, I think, in 97, 98 maybe.
Oh, wow.
But great movie. Bruce Willis, stone cold serious. This guy is a master of disguise, so that was a cool element to it. Like, you know,
Ooh.
wigs, fake mustaches, the whole nine. Like it was really awesome. That was a cool part of it. Super violent, very detached, cold-blooded, surgical. Richard Gere plays, I think he's an Irish terrorist who's in prison, and they let him out under the watchful eye of Sidney Poitier, who's an agent, I think in the FBI or something, to help them catch the jackal and predict his next move.
Right.
Sidney Poitier.
That's an awesome premise of two mastermind criminals, a game of cat and mouse.
Yes.
Or should I say jackal and mouse? And he has to hunt him down. That's actually an awesome concept.
It is. And Sidney Poitier at his best. I mean,
Oscar winner Sidney
Poitier.
Show some respect.
So he's in it. Great job. Richard Gere, great job. Of course, Bruce Willis. A young
Where did Richard Gere go? Where is he? He was a heartthrob making movies forever. Where is he?
Yeah. I think he's a lefty nut job.
They love those in Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Is he really old? Is he like 80 now or something? Because
he's like 60 something. He's got to be 60 something.
Huh.
And a young Jack Black is in this movie.
Oh, jeez.
And there's also an international.
Now I don't want to see it.
Well, this is pre-crazy Jack Black. This is just actor Jack Black. Like I said, this is late 90s. He wasn't shit.
Okay.
So he wasn't saying nothing then. But his part is pretty cool. He plays a nerd who builds a gun for Bruce Willis. And the gun is fucking awesome. It's almost one of the characters in the movie. Really? Jack Black meets a pretty crazy end. No, this is a great movie. Jackal, this is definitely one that flew under the radar that a lot of people may not have heard of, but Jackal is an awesome movie.
I remember seeing the ads, remember being interested. I remember hearing about the French assassin, the Jackal, and wondering if this was related to that, and I still don't have my answer. So I'll have to look at it.
There's an international team of bad guys also hunting him down while being chased by the FBI.
Huh. This sounds like it might be that real-life Jackal guy. It sounds like it might be.
And he's the unflappable, cool, nothing ever goes wrong bad guy. Everything is planned down to the T, to the most minute detail. Like I said, very cold-blooded, doesn't give a shit who's on the list. And there's a scene where he infiltrates a safe house. I'll leave it at that. Fucking awesome.
I'll check this one out for sure. It sounds awesome. Yeah. You know, my favorite books are those Parker novels by Donald Westlake, Richard Stark. And he's a cool customer. He's a criminal, but he doesn't hurt people. Like, really, he only kills other bad guys that try to rip him off and stuff. And Parker's just so damn cool. That's Point Blank, and I believe it's Last Man Standing. It's what's the Mel Gibson one we just did? Payback. That's all Donald. Those are Donald Westlake books. And this sounds like a character from one of those. The cool customer planning everything out properly.
Except he's the polar opposite of the no women, no children. He's like, whoever's on my list, that's it.
Oh,
it's happening.
Oh
yeah. And, like I said, the gun is one of the main characters in the stories. Almost a certain part of the story is almost built around this gun and what he's using it for.
All right. The gun doesn't happen to be neon green, does it?
No, it doesn't have testicles on it either.
Okay, I was just wondering.
But if it did, it would make it that much better.
So this Sixth Sense, a classic. This reminds me of like creative writing class or awesome short story novellas because it's got a twist. It's almost 25, 30 years old, this movie. So spoiler, in this movie, Haley Joel Osment, this is his breakout role as like a 9-year-old or something. He's a little boy and he can see dead people. And it's a spooky dooky movie. And what you find out at the end of the movie is that Bruce Willis has been dead the whole time. And it's kind of like The Usual Suspects where Kevin Spacey was Kaiser Soze the whole time. And at the end of the movie, you kind of think back to all the stuff. And they show that you're like, oh, I should have known. So everyone said this movie's got an insane twist. And I didn't have the internet back then because it's like 1998 or 99 when I saw it. So I didn't get spoiled by this movie. So I rented it from Blockbuster. And people are like, there's an insane twist in this movie. I'm watching this movie for 5 minutes. I go to my brother, Bruce Willis is dead, isn't he? He's like, dude, how did you know that? And I'm like, I don't know. It just dawned on me. I'm like, it just dawned on me like, oh, that's what the twist is. We're going to find out he's dead. This one is a classic and an all-time banger from my brother. My brother is quite the improv comedian like me. It's genetic, you know. Jericho, you got it. My daughter has it as a stand-up. We were hanging out somewhere, and the line that he says in the commercial to Bruce Willis is, I've seen people You know, it's all creepy. He can see dead people, the little kid. And we're hanging out like at the mall or the beach or somewhere, and a herd of women of size came by. Some fatties, fatty boom baddies came walking by. And my brother turns to me and goes, I see fat people. To this day,
like any good brother would.
We still tell each other that to this day. It made us laugh so hard. So look at this. I'm wondering where Richard Gere is. He's 75 and his wife is 42. Let's go.
Dang.
Let's go,
Got him a
Richard Gere.
tenderoni.
There you go. There you go. Look at, I won't read this one. None of the miser says, I see. Dogs. There you go. Yeah, Grant Rocha says Bruce won't be around too much longer. Sad as heck. Yeah, poor Bruce Willis. The reason we're doing this is we were thinking of like the great leading men, but also he's very ill with dementia, I believe. They say he can't really speak much. He doesn't remember that he was like ever an actor, I guess, or anything like. He's a very, very bad psychological problems from, I guess it's dementia. Very sad. So I have I don't want to tell tales out of school, but I know someone who worked with him on a movie near the end of him making movies, and he said it was real tough, like the lines and all that. So, yeah. So, very sad, very sad. So, says he's unable to talk and needs help moving around. Awful, dude. Awful. Well, you know, age gets to everyone eventually. It's a very sad thing. This is a cool movie. Do you like this movie? And do you see fat people?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I've only seen this movie once. I think maybe in the early 2000s, and I was like in my 20s. Yeah, it's of course a great movie. But I mean, Bruce Willis, one of the greatest to ever do it. You know, when he passes one day, you know, it's going to be pretty shitty. But Bruce Willis, so many hit movies, so many great characters. And like I said last week, dude, he's just cool. You know, no few people can make lighting a cigarette look that cool. But
dude,
Bruce Willis,
in the last Boy Scout, he must light 20 cigarettes, and he looks so cool every time he does it.
Right?
You know?
I was saying something.
There's even that scene where they have him tied up. Taylor Negron, the gay-looking assassin guy. He says he's talking to the other guy. And he's like, "Hey, give me a light," and the guy like puts the cigarette in his mouth, and when he goes to light it, the guy punches him. He's like, "Hey, I dropped it. Give me another one." He puts the cigarette in his mouth and punches him again. I think that's the guy in Double Impact or one of the Van Damme movies that had the or was it the prison movie Death Warrant? One of those movies, he has spurs on his boots and he slashes Van Damme up with the spurs on his boots. I think that's the same guy. He's like a high kicking martial arts guy that plays a lot of bad guys, but you never know his name. I think it's the same guy.
I don't think it might not be him because he's not like a martial arts dude. He was on Sons of Anarchy. His name's Kim Coates, I think.
Oh, really?
He has like a girl's name.
Oh, well, never mind then. Never mind.
But yeah, he tells him, and one of the lines throughout the movie is when he says, "If you touch me again, I'll kill you."
Right.
That's what he means. So he tells that guy, hits him twice, and he tells him, "If you touch me again, I'll kill you." So of course he goes to get a light, boom, hits him again, and then he comes up, hits him with a palm strike, knocks or pushes his nose into his brain, which is impossible.
Right.
But on the playground,
pet peeve of mine. The nose in the brain is a pet peeve of mine.
But as a kid, you believe that shit. You believe that you can hit somebody with a palm strike, push their nose in the brain, and kill them. But that's what Bruce Willis did in this movie, and it was fucking awesome. And you know, again, that tough guy. He's not muscle bound or anything like that, but he's a tough fucking dude. He don't take no shit. And he took that beat and then he fucked that dude up. Love it.
Right. So this is a pet peeve of mine and Jericho's apparently too. Hold on. Open image in new tab. You cannot, contrary to idiotic popular belief, you cannot punch someone's nose into their brain.
I'm gonna try.
You can crush someone's face and smash their brain, I guess. And smash their whole eye socket, but no, the nose isn't some detached thing that you punch into their brain. The cartilage, you could break that off, but it's like rubbery plastic. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But behind your nose are like fins, a bunch of them. It's a sinus. Sinus meaning like an open space. You can't. It's bone. You're not gonna do that. I hate when people talk about that. Oof, that bothers me.
But on the playground, dude, as a kid,
Right.
You
You thought you
palm
were gonna
strike
punch
could kill you.
someone's. Yeah. So, okay. Coming in, is there a more 90s blockbuster kind of movie than this?
No.
Don't wanna know, I don't know the words. No, no, no,
Don't wanna
no,
go to
no,
see
no,
you,
no,
my
miss you,
baby,
babe.
baby,
And I
and I
don't
don't
wanna miss
wanna
a
miss a thing.
thing.
Dude, this was a resurgence to Aerosmith's career. The song "Don't Want to Miss a Thing," I think it was called. That song was
'Cause even when I
fucking
close
huge.
my eyes.
Dude, it was everywhere. It was on the pop station. It was somehow on the rock station. It was on the country. It was fucking everywhere. The song was huge. This is back when soundtracks were albums, and they were, lineups that were crazy, artists that you never see together. Everybody's bringing the heat on a soundtrack because you want to show up, everybody else on that bitch. That song was huge. It was everywhere. It was sickening. It's right up there with the Titanic song with Celine Dion.
Here are the three,
Everywhere.
in my opinion, the three biggest soundtrack songs of the 90s. Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Then My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, the biggest ever. And then the other one, I think it was 17 weeks at the top of the charts. Everything I Do, Bryan Adams, Everything I Do It For You from Robin Hood.
Yeah, that was also from a movie.
That was a Robin Hood movie.
Yeah, Robin Hood
Bryan
movie.
Adams, killing
They're all
Bryan
from
Adams,
movies.
by the way. Love Bryan Adams. Jeez.
They're all from movies, but I would challenge Bryan Adams because the other two are, but I would challenge Bryan Adams because you said the 90s. I would say this is number one of all time, but definitely number one of the 90s is I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston, which was for a movie, The Bodyguard.
Yeah.
That song, fucking huge.
Yeah. And it's crazy that it's weird when someone does a cover and then they do better. Like Barbara Ann by the Beach Boys. That's not their song. That was someone else's song, and then they blew it up. Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You, not her song, Dolly Parton's song.
Yeah.
And there's many examples of that in the music business, of the original artist doesn't do nearly as good as the cover artist. That's interesting.
Yeah, Dolly Parton said that when she heard it the first time on the radio, she pulled over her car and started crying. And that song is huge, man. Whitney Houston was just absolutely.
Whitney Houston, I think, greatest singer in American modern pop culture history. Greatest female singer.
Definitely greatest female singer. Definitely. Her rendition of the national anthem.
Right.
Is one of the greatest.
That shit'll make you sign up for the army if you hear it.
Dude, goosebumps every time. That song is amazing.
Oh, Brian, All for One. Yeah, for the Three Musketeers. Yeah. GoldenEye is such a better song than any of those 90s. Okay, Antonio, you're banned from the channel. That's enough. That's enough. GoldenEye with the penis satellite.
No thanks. But this movie, huge. Bruce Willis, definitely one of his biggest.
Great movie. This is a by-the-numbers Hollywood blockbuster, the 3-act hero's journey. It follows that Save the Cat movie beat thing that I love so much. And sometimes people put that down of writing it by a little bit of formula. Dude, you have blueprints when you build a house. I know everyone wants to think art is this ethereal thing by the muse and inspiration. Dude, art is formulas. It's math. It really is. Drawing, writing, it's all math. It really is. Music theory, you can feel it and do it by intuition, but that just means you mastered the math of it. Sorry to take the magic away, but this does follow that Hollywood blockbuster thing, but they pull it off.
Yeah, Billy Bob Michael Thornton. Bay.
It's an all-star cast.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi, Ben Affleck, Michael Clark Duncan. You got the guy who's like his right-hand man, who's that, seasoned actor who I can't, name him, but his face. I mean, they home run casting, writing, the love story, saving the earth, the sacrifice. This was cotton candy right when you need it the most.
Right.
This movie was perfect. This is the perfect movie. Or I won't say this is the greatest movie ever made or anything, but if you want to see a movie that follows the formula to the T, follows the recipe down to the granule, then this movie is it.
Here's another thing this movie gives us that you see in every other movie. And I don't know if this movie was the first to do it, but movies need to keep doing it because, yes, it's a cliche, but it's awesome, is this. When you're going to battle, going on the mission, and you get this. Come on, dude. Come on. You get all the heroes walking towards the camera. That's like, it's done in so many movies. This is the first movie where I remember seeing it like that. I'm sure it's been done before, but it's a great shot, been repeated a million times, and it works. It's a great shot.
Yeah,
So,
and you have everybody in that group plays their part to a T. You got the fat guy who's kind of like, yeah, fucking gamble over here, and then you got Michael Clark Duncan who's wild, and young Ben Affleck who's in love with Bruce Willis's daughter. I mean, this movie's everything. It's perfect.
it's a fun
Perfect
one. It's a
movie,
real
yeah.
fun one. It's Michael Bay, right? He gives you all the Michael Bay. Michael Bay does great action movies. And Tony wants to know what's wrong with Golden. Nothing in particular is wrong with the song. It's that movie sucks. That's what's wrong.
Yeah,
with
he's
it.
the worst James.
Yeah.
He's the worst James Bond.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
what's
I've
funny
seen
is
it.
he really looks like James Bond to me, but the
But
movies
he
are
doesn't act
atrocious.
like James Bond.
He looks like him, and that's it. And GoldenEye, it's a bit of a sore spot between me and Jericho for hot women, because Jericho doesn't understand how hot Famke Janssen is.
And she's cool.
No, she's negative 428 Kelvin. She's beyond cool.
She's
Okay,
cool.
she's gorgeous.
She's not the stuff that made the Liquid Terminator brittle, but she's cool.
I mean, she was the sex object in that movie, and her name was something on a top. I mean, come on.
Yeah, on the top.
Yeah, because she was on a top. You get it? Pussy galore. Get it?
She was on the top of pilot shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Antonius brings up a great point. Daniel Craig is the worst Bond. I agree with you, Antonius.
I don't know about that.
Because he doesn't look like James Bond. He's not James Bond. You're not Bond. James Bond is tall, dark, and handsome. Period. I'm going to put a T on the end of that word. Period. Tall, dark, and handsome James Bond, and Daniel Craig is not that. Oh, You Could Be Mine from Terminator 2. Yeah, that's a pretty big one. Not as big as the song from this. Not as big as The Bodyguard, I Will Always Love You. Not as big as My Heart Will Go On, Titanic, which I think is the biggest movie song of all time. Let's see. Okay, so moving on from Armageddon. Jericho had to go to the little bullish room. Unbreakable. Comic book movie from, again, M. Night Shyamalan, the same guy that did The Sixth Sense. And M. Night Shyamalan loves to do twists in his movies. And Bruce Willis is a guy, he survives a huge a train wreck, a plane crash, a train wreck, and everyone gets crushed to death and dies, but he doesn't. And what he ends up finding out is he's a superhero. He's unbreakable. He cannot be injured. He cannot be hurt in any way. And there's a bad guy, Samuel Jackson, a great bad guy, Mr. Glass. And he can only get hurt. He can only get shattered and this, that, and the other. And it's a bit of mystery. It's a fun montage scene where he's testing his strength and learning how to get strong and all that. And Unbreakable is another good one. Some people say it's one of the best comic book movies of all time. There was no comic book that I know of that preceded this. I know that comic book artists worked on the concept art. Alex Ross, one of the greatest painters in all of comic book, all the comic industry, he did a lot of concept art for this that I've enjoyed over the years. That's right, Grant. Mr. Glass caused the train wreck. That's right. That's absolutely right. Heather hasn't seen it. No, you got to see this one. It's a good one. This is one of Bruce Willis's better movies. You know, it really is. I haven't seen it in years. This movie is probably 20 years old. My goodness. I haven't seen it in ages, but it's a good one. Got some intense scenes. And when it has that reveal at the end with Mr. Glass and Mr. Unbreakable, it's really cool. And it doesn't feel like a comic book movie like Marvel and DC. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels a little bit like not science fiction, Twilight Zone, X-Files, like a weird story. And those are pulpy like comic books. They're kind of pulp fiction. Speaking of something we're going to talk about in a minute here, they're kind of pulpy like that, but it doesn't feel like a comic movie. Not having spandex and secret hideouts and the Avengers are showing up. It's not that kind of a movie. So if you don't like comics, movies, Heather, which I suspect you don't, you'll still like this a lot. Andy Contreras says, I totally forgot about Unbreakable, one of my top 10 films. Great acting cinematography. Yeah, it's a great looking movie too. It's a great looking movie. A lot of rain, moody rain in this one. Very good. Unbreakable might be Bruce's best performance. Do you like Unbreakable, Jericho? I like this one. I think it's a great one.
I like it. It's not one of my favorite Bruce Willis movies, but I like it.
Is it too subdued? Is that it's like the bang, bang, bang? It's not like Die Hard and all that. Is that what it is, or the tone is different in this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember it that well. I remember Samuel L. Jackson had like that, ailment or disease or whatever, where he had brittle bones and all that. I remember Bruce Willis was like indestructible, and he was the only person to survive a plane crash and all this shit. But it's not my favorite.
All right. It is very different than most of Bruce Willis's stuff.
Yeah,
it is different. So.
And sorry, Shamalama Ding Dong. M. Night.
Someone said, right. Yeah, he's had a lot of bad movies. M. Night Shyamalan. He really loves twists. There was one he did with Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson. The what was it? Aliens Invade Earth. I want to call it the Arrival. Signs. And the premise of Signs is the aliens invade Earth, and you have to get away from them. And they can't kill them in any way. And then the Catholic priest, Mel Gibson, splashes water on one of the aliens, and it like burns his skin and kills him. And then they find out water can kill these aliens, right? Is that how that works?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, teacher, I have a question. Hold on, because this is a very nerdy argument, but I feel like it's legit. So I'm going to put my glasses on. If water were to kill these aliens, our atmosphere has plenty of water in it at all times. There is a humidity level. Would that not then degrade and poison them and kill them anyway, just slower? Why would it have to be a cup of water and not just the moisture in the air?
And clearly, no one asked that in the writer's room.
Because it's a stupid idea. It's a dumb idea.
The writer's room is full of nerds.
Right. So could you kill them with any water? Could you throw a Coca-Cola on these guys? Could you throw salsa on them? Could you throw water-based paint? Anything.
Yeah.
Would you, if I could go Dr. Seuss here for a minute, if you would, pee on one of these guys and hurt him?
As I say, can you piss on them? Like, how sensitive are they to water?
No, wait a minute. What if one of these aliens or monsters that are killing people comes up and like slashes you, but now he's got your blood, which has got plenty of water all over him?
Hey-o.
See, you can't make water the thing that kills the bad guy. There's flipping water everywhere on Earth, including the air you're breathing has water in it.
Yeah, take something else.
If there was something that was corrosive to human beings, like, some corrosive toxic gas, and it was just floating in the air, yeah, you can't breathe that. You don't need to splash a gallon of it. You're not supposed to be breathing that either. Poison shit. So,
yeah. But that's M. Night. That's M. Night for you.
Not pee. Aliens like pee. I wasn't aware of that.
How do you know?
Heather says, do they multiply if you pee on them? No, they do division.
Stop pissing on everything.
Specific chemical compound. I thought it was just water, Grant. Am I getting this wrong? Am I slandering Signs? Am I? I don't know. Don't know, don't care. Anyway,
don't care about that.
Moving on to
Sin
Robert
City.
Rodriguez, and on the Mount Rushmore of comics, you probably need 30 heads on it, but Frank Miller, that name right under Robert Rodriguez, is one of the greatest comic book creators of all time. I met him at Comic-Con. He is famous for many hit comics in the 80s. He still makes comics to this day, but he's like 70 years old. But he did Batman, The Dark Knight Returns in 1986. If you don't know anything about comic books, Batman, The Dark Knight Returns is like Citizen Kane. It's like The Godfather. It changed comic books. Before, comic books were like, gee, Batman, the Joker's robbing the bank again. Oh my gosh. And it was all for 7 and 8 year olds. Batman, The Dark Knight Returns in 1986. Boom. All of a sudden, adults can read comics and totally enjoy them. 1986 was the transformative year for comic books in America. That is when you got Watchmen. It was a 12-issue maxi series from DC Comics. You got The Dark Knight Returns. Both, they're adult, both of them. There's nudity, there's swearing, and that doesn't make something good, but it's adult content, and not in a pornographic way, but it's like rated R, this stuff. You know what I mean? At least PG-13. And it's thrilling stuff. They're good books. And they are, to this day, they still are top sellers. These are 40-year-old comics, and they're still top sellers for the graphic novels for DC Comics. They're still raking in money on them. And if anyone ever tells me, hey, I wanted to get into comic books, what should I read first? You're going to read Akira. You're going to read Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. You're going to read Watchmen. He also did Batman Year One with David Mazzucchelli. He wrote that, didn't draw it. He did draw The Dark Knight Returns. And he did some work on Daredevil and Elektra and Wolverine. I mean, Frank Miller, legend. I can't express to you enough how much of a legend this guy is in our business. He's absolute royalty. So he wrote Sin City, which was done in this very inky black, positive negative space style. Rain Always, crime noir, and they were printed in black and white. Comics are in color usually. Sin City was an amazing award-winning comic, just hard-boiled crime, hooker with a heart of gold, hitmen, mafia, down by the docks, rolling up bodies and rugs and throwing them in the the bottom of the East River. And people loved the comic a ton for about 10 years, and then they made this movie. And as someone that has a lot of Sin City comics, this movie nailed it. This movie nailed the tone of that, and they use those experimental photography techniques with the neon and all the weird stuff. And it really comes across as the comics. It's very faithful to the comics. Do you like Sin City?
Yeah, I think it's great. I just saw it not too long ago. I like the old school aspect of it, where you have Bruce Willis's character who is defending a young girl who's been assaulted by this monster who ends up turning into essentially a real monster. The bad guys get everything they deserve in this movie. Bruce Willis is the grizzled detective who's, about to retire, and he's jaded, but he's still, he has a heart of gold. He still cares, who doesn't have a soft spot for the kids? The good guy, he can be the most hardened, scar-faced, battle-worn individual, shoot a bad guy and shoot 12 bad guys in their face before breakfast. But if a little boy comes up, hey, mister, you want to toss the ball? Hey, he's right out there. So you have this girl who needs protection. And so, he's brutal with the bad guys, but, soft and gentle and caring and protective with the girl. His character is awesome. I love it.
Right.
Another movie where he makes smoking look amazing. My favorite character in this movie is Marv.
Yeah, Marv is awesome.
He's just brutal, and again, somebody was wrong, somebody cares about, so it's on, and he's going to crush as many skulls as he has to get to whoever orchestrated this. But this is one of Bruce Willis's greatest movies, Sin City, 2005, I believe. So again, safe space for creativity and expression, and what a good movie this was.
Look how cool that artwork is there. How that character, the man drawn there are no outlines on his body. It's all built with shadows. There's no outline on the outside of his sleeve or his pant. Like, look at this. This was such an innovative drawing style. Frank Miller didn't draw like this. He drew like very normal back in the 70s and the 80s, but he came up with this in the early 90s, this art style, and it blew people away. People couldn't believe it. And when they went and made the movie, they nailed it. There's a little picture of Frank Miller, and then there's what the hell's his name? Marv in the comic, but what's his name in real life? He was with Van Damme.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. They nailed it. They nailed it in this movie. It looks, just check this out. Oh, hold on. We're geeking out on comic books here. Look, if you know anything about drawing, it's just outstanding. It's so damn good. It's ridiculous. I think it's just fucking insane how good he is. Just to innovate like that, to change everything up, to not. I think as an artist, I'll tell you guys this as an artist. At first, when you're young, you draw for expectation. You draw for external praise. You're a young person like a baby giraffe or a colt. You're trying to get your legs under you, and you want to be respected. You want to be praised. You want your peers to think you're good enough. You want the companies to hire you. And what happens as you mature as an artist is you find your own voice eventually. You quit thinking when you draw or write like, well, I'll write this because that's what's cool right now, or I'll draw this because that's what's in. Believe it or not, comic book illustration, there's trends of the way you do like texture and shading and what you draw, the subject matter. There's a lot of trendy stuff that goes on. And a guy like Frank Miller is just like, F it. I just make up my own thing. And that's why I love doing Owning Big Man Comics. I just make up my own thing. But look at, here's Mickey Rourke, and then here's Marv from the comic. I just think it's freaking so good. It's so moody. If you like crime, like I love crime. You guys know I love crime novels. If you love that stuff, you will love Sin City. And the movie's pretty damn faithful to the comic. One more, because I can't, as an illustrator, I can't get enough. Look at, okay, so on the tip of the barrel of the gun, you don't see the outline. On the side of his face, you don't see that. He's getting all the mass with shadows. That's advanced. That takes so much understanding of drawing and form to create shapes like that. This is an elite level of drawing. People think it's cartoony and it's simple. You have no idea what you're talking about if you think that. To create mass without the outline of a drawing, it's called the contour line. To be able to create all this mass with no contour lines is a feat of strength for an artist. It's amazing.
So you're almost like drawing it backwards. I
It's
guess.
it's the you're using negative space. So negative space on the canvas, on the paper, is everywhere I don't draw. And what you learn as an artist is what I don't draw is just as important as what I do draw. You know what I mean? So using negative space is a great way to define volume. Volume is three-dimensionality. So you can use negative space for that. So, but then it's mood too. All this heavy black and white, and this man, he's in danger. He's trapped, right? Because he's this little white shape, and this black shadows looming over him. And even though those are Venetian blinds, well, maybe it's bars of a jail cell. There's a lot of psychology here. The guy's outside. There's a reason he can write his own ticket. He can work anywhere. Anyone will hire him. He makes movies. Frank Miller, effing genius, dude. Absolute genius. Love me some Frank Miller. So, yeah. Frank Miller, Sin City. That's a good one. The sequel, not as good. Not terrible, though. Now, this movie, Pulp Fiction, special place in my heart because I saw this at the Dollar Movie. You know when movies are out for like 6 months? In the old days, you go see them for $1 at like the Dollar Theater. And I saw it in a double feature with the worst movie. Number one worst movie is Junior. No, it's Deadpool. Number two worst movie is Junior. I moved Junior down. Deadpool dethroned it. I saw Junior and Pulp Fiction in a double feature. So you want to talk about jumping out of the jacuzzi into the pool. It was quite the juxtaposition to see those two movies in a span of 4 hours.
The Pulp Fiction. How were you? Did you see Pulp Fiction when it came out?
6 months after at the Dollar Theater.
Okay, so yeah, basically.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was great. I thought it was, this was our introduction to Quentin Tarantino. I think he did Reservoir Dogs before this, but
Reservoir Dogs came out in 90, I believe. This is 94.
He was nobody on a mainstream scale, with Reservoir Dogs. This was like, oh shit. Again, Bruce Willis, Ving Rhames, all these big ass names, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson. So you're like, oh shit. And this was a game changer. A lot of people tried to copy The Strange, telling the story out of order. A lot of gore, the Tarantino style of movie making. A lot of people tried to copy it. But this was a game changer. This was the Matrix of sorts when it came to movie making.
Yeah. So, I don't like trashy. Quentin Tarantino's pretty trashy in his movies. There are two movies of his that I adore, and I think they're on the edge trashy for me, but I think they're so well written and so well conceived as stories. Pulp Fiction, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. That is an amazing movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's a great movie. Very violent. Jeez. But, Pulp Fiction is great. And I was mad at the Oscar Awards, which I don't actually care about. But I've always had a thing about Forrest Gump because it won the Oscar for Best Picture, and I always thought it robbed Pulp Fiction. I always thought the best movie of 1994 is Pulp Fiction, not Forrest Gump. If we're sitting down, Jerko, we have two cassettes. I don't know why we have cassettes and not Blu-rays, but we have two cassettes in this scenario. We have two cassettes, and we were going to watch one, and it's Pulp Fiction on the right and Forrest Gump on the left. What are we watching?
I mean, it would depend on what you want to see, because sometimes you don't want to see some heavy shit. Sometimes you don't want to be in a sad mood. Sometimes you want it light. Sometimes you want something that's just, you don't got to think. You just want to be entertained. So I don't know. It would depend on how you feel because, man, Forrest Gump is a heavy one. So I think you got to be in the right mind space for that.
All right.
I probably pick Pulp Fiction because of the action and stuff. But
yeah.
Forrest Gump.
Just Samuel L. Jackson alone. Do they speak English and what, motherfucker?
Yeah. What? And
say what again? That is so good, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
But Forrest Gump, man, that's holy shit, one of the greatest movies ever made.
Mike, what are your favorite lines from this movie? Because I love when they accidentally shoot the kid in the back of the car.
Oh, Calvin.
Yeah, and then it's like, but then they go to that guy's house and he calls the wolf.
Oh yeah.
You called the wolf? Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say. I love that line. That's such a good line, dude.
I think when he said after the Gimp scene, he goes, "I'm gonna get medieval on your ass. You hear me, hillbilly boy?" I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. And, he's gonna take that dude to probably Steam and Spark factory and just go to work on it.
The Gimp scene is awful because They got him in the dungeon and they're doing
Oh.
assault to him. But the music that Tarantino picked for that, I can never hear that song without thinking of the gag ball in Ving
was
Rhames'
wild.
mouth, and he's screaming, "Roar!" And you hear that saxophone going wild. Da-na, da-na-na-na, da. It's like perfect, horrible music for that scene.
That was
Da-na-na-na-na,
scene for the ages.
da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. It's so bad. That song is ruined forever, dude.
Dude, that was a tough scene. Tough for us to watch, but I think tougher for his character.
It's awesome that Bruce Willis kills him with the fucking samurai sword.
Yeah, we had a choice. And he's like, oh, I got to go with the ninja sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene was so fucked up.
Yeah. Now, I
Dead's
think I've
dead,
seen
baby.
Pulp Fiction one time when I was 16. I think that was the only time I saw it. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen it again.
Oh, you got to watch it again as an adult for sure. You're going to see it totally differently.
Zed's dead, baby.
Zed's dead.
And this was the career resurgence for John Travolta. And although he'd been acting for many years, this was the career launch out of a cannon for Samuel L. Jackson. This launched Jackson out of a cannon. He's been in every movie ever since, you know?
Yeah, every movie ever made since this, Samuel L. Jackson has a cameo or something.
Unlike Pedro Pascal, he's not annoying as an actor. He's
Pedro Pascal, what a bitch. You see that video of him touching Willem Dafoe's wife's face? Man, he would have got a double leg takedown right there. Are you fucking kidding me?
And I don't know anything about Willem Dafoe, but he looks like he has crackhead strength. He looks like one of those guys that isn't big at all, but they're just pure muscle. They're like wiry and dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Those guys that are skinny, but they're still like strong and dangerous. You got to watch out for those guys because they don't look tough. But then you look at him like, this guy's a nut job. I'm not tangling with this guy.
Yep. See him throw a couple punches. You're like, no, that old guy. He knows something.
My favorites, Michael Coulter talked about his favorite Tarantino. Inglourious Basterds and Django Unchained. I'm not a fan of Tarantino because he is talented. He's a great writer. But again, to me, it's filth, Deadpool. I don't like the filth. And like when Samuel L. Jackson assaults that guy in The Hateful Eight in the snow, but you don't need to write stuff like that, dude. That's like, what are we doing? I took my son to see that movie when he was in high school.
Whoops.
So,
dude, it's been that long since that movie came out?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, probably a good 10 years. You know, he's only been out of high school for 7-8 years, I think. So,
time is flying.
Sure is. I mean, this year's already 60% over. Guys, football's already back. There was football last week. I was telling my wife, honey, there's football every week from now until about Valentine's Day. So lock in. Lock the fuck in.
Get with it, woman. You already know. Probably has to get out the football season stuff.
All right. Okay.
The mood.
We got 15 minutes. So there's Zed's dead, baby. At the end when they live. All right. Last Man Standing. I've never seen it. You got to tell me about this real quick.
Great movie. This is another version of Yojimbo?
Right.
Yeah. This same thing. Hitman.
Oh, this is
both sides. Oh yeah.
Fistful of Dollars.
Yep.
Oh.
1996. Christopher Walken is in it. Patrick Kilpatrick. The guy who played Sully in Commando, he's in it. One of the guys from Sopranos is in it. Great movie, man. Great movie. Action kicks ass. You get that cool whiskey shot taken, cigarette lighting. Bruce Willis. Takes place, I think, during Prohibition. Some cars. Got some Tommy guns in there. You see right there, double 45s. He's a master with those things.
Tommy guns, see?
Yeah. Come over here, Shay. Come down to the speakeasy. Yeah. But he's a master with those pistols. Fucking dudes up. He falls in love with somebody he shouldn't fall in love with. Christopher Walken is their hitman on the bad guy squad. He's a cold motherfucker named Hickey, and he has a big old scar on his face. Man, that's Last Man Standing, underrated classic, great movie.
Okay. Well, if it's the same story as A Fistful of Dollars and Yojimbo, then I'll definitely have to check it out.
Same exact story.
The masterfulness of the story of Yojimbo, but you add Bruce Willis, I don't think you can go wrong. So this is probably a good one. I'll check it out.
Where he gets beat up, he has to recover, he's nursed back to health and all that stuff, takes revenge. Oh, yeah, it's blow for blow, Yo Jimbo, but it's a great homage to that.
Okay,
movie.
that's awesome. Last Man Standing. I will check that out soon. The Fifth Element by French director Luc Besson. He also did Valerian, which I thought was a gorgeous movie about 6-7 years ago. It flopped at the box office. Valerian is a famous French graphic novel series, sci-fi stuff. The movie looked amazing. The movie was okay. It wasn't a great story, and they were going to make a series because there's a lot of graphic novels, but the movie Valerian didn't do good, so there's no more Valerian. Anyway, I'm a giant sci-fi fan because the first thing I loved for like the first 12 years of my life was the OG Star Wars. And again, if you go to bigmancomics.com right now, I wrote my own sci-fi. Go there right now and get my sci-fi book, Empyrean. It is my love letter to Star Wars and all great things of science fiction. The Fifth Element is really cool. You got the beautiful, what is her name? What is her name? Oh my gosh.
It's not
the redhead.
It's not it's the girl from Resident Evil, right?
Right. And I can only say
Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich. I had the wrong name stuck in my head. Mila Jovovich looking gorgeous. Bruce Willis as Dallas. What is the hell is his name?
Corbin Dallas.
Corbin Dallas. That's right. And you got like Blade Runner, floating cars through the megalopolis in the future.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, who's a chameleon. He could play any age. He played like 90-year-old transvestite Dracula. And then he's like this guy, and he's like a gangster and like a party guy.
Yeah.
Then he's like Batman's, Commissioner Gordon. And one of the great actors, Gary Oldman, one of the great actors. This is a really fun movie. And of course, it's a breakout role for Chris Tucker, who broke out in Friday with Ice Cube. And Chris Tucker plays the insane weirdo host of a crazy variety show.
Ruby Rod.
And he just acts like a kook and screaming and all that great Chris. Sorry. I want to say Chris Rock.
Chris Tucker.
What am I doing with these names? Mila Jovovich and Chris Tucker. And Chris Tucker is awesome. He's a lunatic. And you look at Chris Tucker then, this is, almost 30 years old, this movie, 25 years old. And it's like, oh, Chris Tucker is a TikTok channel come to life.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Like, oh, people wouldn't want to watch an idiot screaming and laughing and acting bizarre and strange every 30 seconds. And then people are just scrolling TikTok at the DMV. It's like, oh, I guess Chris Tucker was prophetic here in his role. Fun movie. Yeah. Awesome designs. There's so much love for Star Wars in this effing movie. The aliens, the prophecy, that weird opera girl singing on the cruise ship, spaceship. It's a fun movie, The Fifth Element. Love this movie. Do you like this?
Oh, yeah. Classic. Watched it a whole bunch when it came out, years after it came out. And it was different. This wasn't the first time we've seen the flying cars and all that kind of stuff, but just the way it was done was different. You had Debo playing the president of the Federation.
Right.
That was weird. Great action scenes.
Like, when we see minorities playing certain things now, we always roll our eyes because it's like woke is why they do it. And back then they're like, hey, you're a good actor. What if you were the president? Oh, you're black? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Like you could do that in the old days and nobody cared.
Yeah, you weren't ran through some kind of scanner to make sure you were hitting all the woke notes and taking care of representing all these groups that no one gives a shit about.
And that's got to infuriate actors, minorities that are really good actors that have paid their dues, because then they get a role and they earned it and they deserve it, and everyone's like, just rolling their eyes. Mm-hmm. That's got to piss them off and rightly so.
Yeah. And if they're not pissed, something's wrong with them.
Can you imagine? You're black. I'll let you go, but you're a black woman. You're in the Navy. You were a pilot. You're good at it, and now you get a job at Delta or American Airlines, and people are looking at you like, really? It's got to be infuriating, dude. Infuriating.
Yeah. To know that you're being viewed through that lens. No. It's almost like going, no. I earned it. I'm not one of them. I earned this. And you shouldn't have to. You should just be like, well, she's here, so she must have earned it. Or they're here, so they must have earned it. But this, man, Gary Oldman, when he's playing second fiddle, it's a good movie. He's a great villain. One of the, again, not physically imposing, not going to go toe-to-toe with Corbin Dallas, who is an ex-special forces military dude. But as far as bloodlust and not giving a shit, killing whoever he has to kill, yes, he's all about that. Yeah, this group of like alien orc kind of hitmen, this hit squad that he sends out, man, great shootout fight scene with them. There's double crossing, there's treachery, there's shape shifting. it's awesome. Love story, action, saving the world at the very last second. It's cool how the stones work when they finally figure it out. Fucking great movie.
This movie is so weird in a great way, not a good way. Oh, the word of the day, amazing. This movie is so weird in an amazing way, and it is unapologetically weird, and you'll love it. This movie doesn't get embarrassed about it. It's so strange, and it does feel like science fiction. It doesn't feel like 2025 with some slick whatever and a floating interface. This feels like, wow, this is complete fantasy. I love it.
Yeah.
I think The Fifth Element is a great movie.
This is like a high-end fashion show meets the bar scene in that Star Wars movie where all the hitmen
right.
It's just all these weird different aliens and the fashion's crazy and it just worked, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, love it. And now we get to the best of all time. The movie that made his career. He was already famous. He'd already done television, moonlighting. He'd already been in movies here and there. This is his movie. One of the greatest action movies of all time. Is it a Christmas movie? I don't know. I don't care. I guess
all of those things. It's everything.
This is so good. And as I say often on this show, as a writer, this follows the Hollywood hero's journey, 3-act, inciting incident, debate, break into two, fun and games, all the things that you will read if you read Save the Cat on how to do screenwriting. This follows all that, and it doesn't matter. That's not a bad thing. It follows the formula, but it's not about the formula. It's about the execution. How well do they pull it off? They pull it off. Some of the best ever for an action movie. It's so much fun. The glass in the feet, ho, ho, ho. You know, now I have a gun or whatever. You know, like it's yippee-ki-yay, mofo. Like, oh, this is so good, this movie.
Everything. And Bruce Willis, a lot of people were giving him shit, and the critics were talking shit about it because he was a comedic actor.
Right.
Up until now. This is before everything. He's coming off of Moonlighting. He's coming off of like some musical shit. He wasn't Bruce Willis, the action star. This is Bruce Willis turning into an action star, morphing into an action star. This is just Bruce Willis, the funny guy. Just like Batman 1989, where people were hating on Michael Keaton because he was a comedic actor going in as like some Batman shit. So he was going upstream with this movie, but it worked when he came out. And I think they even changed the poster, changed the slogan. They did a lot of, tweaking and stuff before this came out, but then it turned into Die Hard. And it's just, Gabe asked, is it a Christmas movie? Is it not? Doesn't matter. It is. It is and it isn't. It's just a great movie. You have the international terrorists. Again, was this Warner Brothers? Because it sure sounded like it. The sound.
20th Century Fox, this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. But it hit all the notes. It had the international European, team trying to steal shit. They had a little nerd guy played by the guy who was Agent Cravette on Walker, Texas Ranger.
Right.
And then you just had, you had these badass dudes who were, who needed to be killed. And Bruce Willis came through. Reggie Bell Johnson on the outside, on the radio.
Right, Uncle Carl. Uncle Carl was there.
Yeah, the asshole lieutenant who wanted to shut him down. You're not part of this department.
And the quarterback is toast.
Dude, come on.
The limo driver?
Yeah. The limo driver who was waiting for him, bumping music and shit. You had his wife. One of the hostages.
When he's crawling through the ducting, you know what I mean? Now, I want to show you guys something from my comic at bigmancomics.com. Go get it tonight. Jericho gives it his highest recommendation. If you go read Imperium, I put all the things I love about these movies into this because I love sci-fi, but I love action movies. This doesn't spoil anything, but check this out. Just so you know, a hero in my movie, this does not spoil the story. He's crawling through a vent, and he's kind of having that talk with himself, come out to the coast, blah, 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 blah. And this is a direct reference to Bruce Willis. This doesn't spoil the story, but our hero is crawling through a vent looking for something, trying to break into a place in Imperium, my sci-fi book. And it's directly lifted from Die Hard. You know what I mean? My sci-fi comic does not have the story of Die Hard, but I threw this scene in because that's a flavor I like. You know what I mean? I'll take scenes from movies and books and I like that. I want to do that kind of thing. And you find an excuse to put stuff like that in there. So, Jericho, when you read this scene, did you pick up on that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I like that. I like that homage to that. And that's what you're going to find throughout this book. You know, not necessarily paying respects to those things, but definitely the influence of those adventures and the formula that makes them great. So go buy that shit.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, bigmancomics.com. If you don't have it, get it today. I need your support, and you will be. I think you could say I'll entertain your face off. Just letting you know. If you love this, the movies you talk about on this channel, that's what I make with my graphic novels. I make these kind of
your nuts off.
These kind of movies, I turn them into graphic novels. Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs. So that's another punchline.
He's from New Jersey. He's fucking California widows out here, you know. Bada boom, bada bing.
And as a Californian, I love that because California has this reputation that it doesn't deserve. And everyone who doesn't live here has this weird idea about what California is. And he's doing that on the plane. California weirdos and blah blah blah, and they're making California jokes, you know.
The land of fruits and nuts.
Yeah, the land of fruits and nuts. That's right. So, I'll say this in closing because he's not doing great. That's sad. Poor Bruce Willis. You know, I don't know how long he'll be with us. One of the great leading men of that golden age of action in Hollywood: Arnold, Stallone, Bruce Willis. That's the A tier. Then the B tier is like, you know, Van Damme, Seagal, the other guys whose movie careers weren't as big. He's an A tier action guy with, I think the 3 A tiers, Arnold, Stallone, and him. That's the A tier. But what Bruce Willis is different than Stallone and Arnold in an interesting, cool way to me. And I'll get you out of here because I know you got to go at 9:30. He seems like the everyman because he's in good shape. He could take his shirt off and look fine, but he doesn't have the Mr. Olympia body like Stallone or Arnold. But he's like, you could really see yourself doing what he does. Arnold and Stallone, that's like a fantasy. You're fantasizing about being a superhero action guy. But Bruce Willis is like, I could crawl through an air duct.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I can't do 30 pull-ups at once. I could do a couple. You know, like Bruce Willis seems like he's a tough, regular guy. It seems very attainable. You just got to have the mental fortitude to be him. So he seems more relatable than Arnold or Stallone to me. You know. So.
For sure. And yeah, he's the every man's, the man's, everyday man's action star. Did a great job, and it is going to be sad. It is sad that disease is taking over him like that because Bruce Willis is a national treasure, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, we tried. I hope we did him justice. Good old Bruce Willis. God bless. It's very sad what's going on with him.
Yep.
But we love him. He's one of the best to ever do it for the stuff we love, which is great action movies. So you got anything to promote or you got a ski-daddle?
No, the usual. Keep an eye out for my shit. I'm getting more active on Instagram. I'm going to get more active on X. Lots of shit going on in the world. So the YouTube videos are constantly like fucking cranking out. So yeah, appreciate the support. Fuckers.
All right. Yeah. And check me out, bigmancomics.com, and also on Big Man Comics on X. I'm Gabe Tape everywhere else except for TikTok. I'm Big Man Comics 1. I started doing TikToks. I don't like TikTok, but you get a lot of traction there easily. You know, it's a very political place. I found that out. So anyway. But yeah, we're pushing on. Guys, we'll be back next Tuesday. Not sure what we'll be doing, but we're having a great time. And the best part is you'll be here. Love the chat. Love what you guys have to say. Hit the like, hit the share, and we will talk to you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific.